this is Christine Bertram. I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and it's Thursday. It's April 24th, and I have a May showcase in store for you. And in the interim, I was actually just buttoning up a few things, but I have to show you, I've been watching Rose. She's actually live here. Let's get this popped up like this. So there you go, you guys. You could be watching Rose Coleman right now. She is my colleague who I work with in Canada, and she does the Technique Club class, which is actually going on simultaneously right now as the live is going, but that's what'll happen. We collaborate and we work together, and sometimes we overlap on our things, but that is okay because you can always catch the replay. So I'm super excited to show you that she's live right now making these amazing, beautiful cards featuring the whitewash technique. I have never done it. You guys have been stamping since 1999, making cards. I don't think I've ever done this technique, but I was the one who did all of your technique cards. Let's see if I have them right here. So and we'll talk about the Technique Club class in a little bit, but I did your technique cards, and so I got to, when you do the Technique Club with me, you get the description, and that goes in your binder, and then it has the technique. And I embossed all those, and I colored them with my aqua painter or water painter with white ink. And that's exactly the class that she's doing right now, is featuring that whitewash technique on those cards. So if you guys have never done the whitewash technique, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. It's so cool. It's using white embossing powder on darker cardstock and then doing a whitewash over it. So cool. So when you guys are done with me and you have a few minutes, go check out her class. And I do have 3 sets of this class left. I normally make about 16 of them each month, but when I got to experience doing the whitewash technique, I thought, oh my gosh, and these cards are so pretty with the black and the tans and the creams. It was so cool. So I have 3 sets of this class kitted and ready to go, so that if anybody does want to get this class, it's free with a $60 order. You could get it, and we'll add it onto your May shipment. So super cool. So yay! I don't even know who's watching me right now because I am so into watching Rose. It's hard to pull away, but that's how it goes. And I was a little bit tardy because I was still pulling all of the past class stuff that I have, and I thought I had a class upstairs, and it actually was down here. So I ran upstairs at the last minute to try to get it, and then I was like, am I on mute? So I gotta make sure I'm live here, you guys. So let's see. There we are. What's coming up? I should have checked that first off. Okay. You guys can hear me. Oh, we had some hiccups earlier this week with the Let's Just Stamp, and I am trying not to keep myself on mute, but that happens. So, all right. So we have a bunch of gals here with us. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Linda Krause. There's Randy, and there's Doris. She's got rainy Iowa. Oh, man. We actually have a little overcast. The sun is trying to sneak out, but definitely not raining here. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Karen, I forgot to give you the catalogs last night before you left for Mary and Robin and Gina. So I'm not sure how we're going to be able to connect, but I already called the Printing Express, and I warned Casey that we have catalogs coming and wanting to get the paper. So we need to connect. So maybe after class we'll figure out what will work. There's Sherry Martin. Hi, Pat Settle. You made it. Yay. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Hi, Linda Hunt. And there's Vanessa Ritter. Vanessa, I emailed you last night. Yay. I did get your check. Thank you very much. And there's Mary Novak. Thanks for sharing, Karen. I appreciate it. Hi, Gab from Charlotte. Hello, Kelly. And you're in a work meeting, so you're just watching the screen right now. Oh, man. Don't get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me. There's Pat Smothers. Hi, Elizabeth Hutto. There's Sue Esworthy. Sue, a piece of mail came today from you, so I haven't opened it yet. If you guys have sent me anything recently, probably in the last week and a half, I have just kept everything on a pile, and last night I opened everything up and I set it out, and I'm going to be in the process of going through my mail. So if you have mailed me recently something, just know I'll be processing that and responding to let you know that I got it very soon. We should all learn sign language. I thought about that, Pat, just the other day. Hi, Angela Knutson. I thought to myself, what happens if you ever lose your voice permanently? You'd have to learn to adapt. And it's like if I had to think of the five senses, which one I could potentially go without, it would definitely be taste, right? I could live without taste. I guess, I mean, yeah, you wouldn't eat as much probably because you wouldn't crave all the crazy bad foods for yourself, but like that. Touch is important, like definitely touch. And I feel like that wouldn't be my last one because I've talked to Cheryl Taylor and she has MS, and so how she explains how her hands feel is that she's wearing mittens all the time, and I'm like, wow, that would be really hard. Sight would be the worst to lose because I think that you couldn't see where you're going. It would really stop you from doing things like leaving the house. I was driving down Johnson Street the other day and I saw a person on the sidewalk with their cane, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would be so nervous that I would take the wrong turn and walk into traffic. Okay, so like sight would be the worst. Hearing, yeah, like that would be my second least, like that I wouldn't want to lose. And then sense, okay, smelling. Okay, so I could live without smelling too, I guess. So, but sight and hearing would be the worst. So, but yes, learning sign language, you just made me think of all that because those are things you think about, right? I don't think they keep me up at night, but I do randomly think of them, especially when you see people who suffer from not having those senses that you think, oh man, it's hard. Especially when I broke my foot last year and I was in crutches, you guys, it was one of those things that's like you are more observant to others that are handicapped or like ailing from some sort of extremity cause, something that happened to them, and they are using crutches or a wheelchair or a walker. So you're more helpful than you probably ever were. So I noticed that. Not that I wasn't helpful before, but like more helpful. Anyways, that was a side story. Hi, Barbara Godby. I need to talk to you about the Beekeeper's Guide and the fun stamp, the fun in the sun. Yes. Okay. So I have a little list of things I need to take care of today, including some mailings that I owe people. I'll tell you guys, when I have my big shipping days, I can usually do one or two right after that, but then the onesie, twosie classes that people get, I don't sit down and take the time to do them because I think, oh, I'll just do that really quick, and it never is really quick. So I do owe some people some classes that I need to get mailed out to. So I'm going to be working on that this afternoon after the live is done. So Barbara Gabi, I made a little note here to call you. Hello, Jean Shoot. Hi, Laura Sullivan. And there's Judy Sharp. Laura Sullivan, what did you say here? You need a new internet company. Don't from the phone or I wouldn't be able to watch this today. Well, I'm glad that you're able to watch it. And yes, and I know we've had issues with your emails too. So that might be a good thing to get that switched out. But it's never easy. Hi, Faye Gabi. Hi, Donna Gruski. Hi, Angelique. Long time no talk. There's Sue Deppis. Miss Mary Lemke. What great things do you have? Oh, man. I have a bucket here, and I have a bucket here. And those are what's coming up. But at the end of the live, you guys, what I generally have been doing is going over past classes. Because if you don't know I have past classes, then you don't buy them or potentially get them free with your order or want them because you don't know they're out there. So I have a pile here of things that I want to go through. So just know we'll start off with the upcoming stuff and then we'll switch over to the past classes. And you can see I've got my April paper pumpkins behind me, so I won't forget to talk about them. Hi, Jay Shante. Jay, I have your bounded catalog here so that you can pick it up on Sunday. So don't forget, it's on the table here, okay? You guys, we had her swap cards here one of the other times and they were on the back counter and both of us forgot to tell her to take them. So they're here. All right. And then there's Rose Garibaldi. And Jean, you know that whatever it is, it's going to cost us some money. Oh man. So Terry Costin is really funny because she asked for the DSP sampler and then I emailed her back and I'm like, well, you also usually get the product shares. Are you interested in the product shares? And she said, yes, of course, after I take out a new loan on my house. It was really funny. Oh, you guys. Yes, Karen, I bet you thought of that this morning. I thought of it last night, but it was too late to call you to tell you that. Hello, Cindy Hutchings. And there's Bridget Rowe. Bridget, I owe you a mailing too. And then hi, Donna Winter. And Carmen Sanders is with us. Good. Okay, beautiful day. Wish I could be outside enjoying it. Yes, it's always wonderful when we can get outside and enjoy the fresh air and nature. Love it. All right, so we have a lot to go over. Just a few general things. If you're newer to me, watching me, and you've never taken a class with me, if this can be a very overwhelming time in your life, not intentionally. The problem is, and it's not a problem really, it's just I offer a lot of things. And people tell me that it can be overwhelming when they first start with me because they don't know what to get. All I want to tell you is please don't be overwhelmed and reach out if you have questions. It's easier when you first start out if you have lots of questions, or I guess to contact me so that we can talk versus emailing me 10 times, and which is fine. I just don't get to 10 emails very fast. So it's always better to discuss things and get that stuff all figured out. The general thing is I offer a lot of card making classes. There are sometimes not card making classes, but generally it's a lot of card classes. I love cards. Gina Bulow, who's on my team, she loves the scrapbook. And you guys are gonna be excited because she got this dropped off today and she does the scrapbooking. She's my scrapbooking queen. So there's a little bit of a market there and she does her videos through my YouTube channel. So not only do I offer a lot, but Gina does her classes through my YouTube channel. And then I also have a few people on my team who do classes. So you guys, there's an abundance of classes you can pick and choose from. Some people pick it all, and some people pick one, and some people pick none, and some people pick 5 and 4. And it's whatever is best for you. The main thing is that you just need to get signed up for a class. And once we know that you're signed up for the class and you're in my purplicious book, it's purple, my favorite color. I love looking at this book. Tyler hates this book, but I love the book. He knows when it's in front of me that I'm maybe not paying attention to him. So that's probably why he doesn't like the book, but I get it. But anyways, the main thing is that you get your name in the book. And how you get your name in the book is either to email, call, text, Facebook message. You can even write a letter to me. I love letters. Main thing is to get your name in the book. And once we have your name in the book, and I know you want to take the class, then it's figuring out, well, do you want to pay for it? Do you want to place an order to get it free? If that's an option, it's figuring out the back end bookkeeping part of either paying or placing orders to get classes for free. And then what happens is sometimes you want multiple classes. And the thing that is the best is that you watch the showcase. Right now you're watching the showcase. You're going to see what we have coming up. You see the past classes. And then the main thing is to send an email we have a new enrollment email. It helps me because Carissa manages that email and she will help me get an email out to you faster. Well, actually, we've kind of changed the process this last month. What happens is she gets the email from you. So it's CBC Enroll. And when I drop down my camera, it's right there. Enroll for classes at cbcenroll@gmail.com. It's not enrollment. It's not cards by Chris. It's cbcenroll@gmail.com. We've had a couple people that said that they tried to do enrollment. Okay. So that is the email address that you're going to want to email if you're wanting to take any online classes with me, especially where you're going to pay for them, and there's multiple classes and single classes for payment. There's a few little caveats to that generally that's the email address. And if Carissa can't help with it, then she'll forward it to me and say, hey, this is for you. And so generally people will watch this showcase. They'll have a piece of paper next to them, or they'll have their notebook, or they'll have my events calendar, right? The events calendar printed off. And you can circle things and tell me, so the main thing is to sign up only once for a class, not multiple times, because then we actually sign you up multiple times and we don't catch it till we're shipping and we see that you have 2 of the same class. And then it's me calling you and saying, did you really want 2 of these? And so we try not to duplicate that. But the goal is to get that email out to cbcenroll@gmail.com. I said there's a couple caveats. If you're an in-person person to me, where you come to take classes physically with me, you don't need to email CBC Enroll. You can continue to email me and I'll log it in my book and I'll see you at class, right? So you don't have to do that if you're strictly in person. Now, if you're a combination of this time you want to do it in person and this time you want it online, it should go to CBC Enroll because that's still encompassing some online classes, which Carissa is helping me track. All right, so then there's another example where you might want to sign up for a class where it's an order-based class. And if that's the only thing that you want to sign up for is an order-based class, it goes directly to me because Krista doesn't have oversight of orders when they come in. I do. I keep the spreadsheet and I log your name. So I log your order and I log what class you picked. So if it's just only ordering to get classes for free, it's me. Now, the exception is, are you ordering other classes to pay for them in addition to getting some classes for free and you have a list? The list still needs to go to Carissa. So hopefully that makes sense. And when in doubt, just email it to both of us and we'll figure it out, right? I don't want this to be too confusing for people because I don't want you to be confused and not sign up for a class because it's too much, right? So when in doubt, just email it to me or just email it to Krista and we'll figure it out. So that's the main thing, is just get an email to us, tell us you want to take a class and we'll work it out. What Chris's role is, she'll get the email and she'll get the list of classes that you want, and she prepares a response for me. And it's like a blanket response. So you guys are going to, after you do this a couple times, a month after month, you're going to be like, oh man, it's the same template. Yes, it's the same template. And it's very professional, and it's thanking you and telling you your total and listing out the classes. So for those of you who want invoices or receipts, you can take that email, print it off, and use it as a receipt. Because if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who's running a business and buying classes to get ideas to use in your business, if you talk to your tax person, I bet that they would say to you, and I'm not a tax person, I'm not giving you legal tax advice, I'm just saying that they could potentially be a business expense, right? And so we don't create invoices or emails. We don't create invoices or receipts generally at all unless you pay for it via my website. Okay, so just that's a note. Like, people ask me for receipts and I'm like, I don't make receipts. So use the email if you need to have a receipt. So anyways, that's the main thing, is just getting signed up for classes. My email address is here, right there. And then the enroll one is always here. You guys, we updated this little guy here. Hi, Nedja Dover. Hi, Diane Bogenhagen. We updated this little slip here. It no longer has a host code. You guys, that change took effect this month. Not even, well, just like a week and a half ago, they eliminated host codes. So now it's down to earning a free class. It's just making sure you pick me as your demonstrator. So when you're shopping in your online store, when you go to stampinup.com and you're signed in, so right now it doesn't say anything, but when you log in to your account, oh man, hang on. I have to go through the other version. Hang on. So I have to log out and I'll show you. Sign out and then we'll sign back in. So I got to sign back in and put, so this has the auto saving thing. The DuckDuckGo doesn't save your password. So, all right. So there is a spot where it should say you're shopping with here. You guys see, that's the important thing. You're shopping with Christine Bertram. That's if you want to give me your order, or if you want to get classes free with your order. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, this came up recently too. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're in your demonstrator account and you place an order, you get the credit. And I don't get the credit. And if you were thinking that you were signed up with me, you need to make sure you toggle over to the customer view and order as a customer, picking me as your demonstrator, and then you can still get classes for free, right? With a minimum $60 order for mailing, or if you are porch pickup or in person, it's $40. So just know that that's a caveat too, that if you want to get free classes with me, there's no host code, but you just have to make sure I'm picked as your demonstrator. It happened earlier this month that somebody thought they placed an order with me, and they actually, I think it went to somebody else. We don't know who, but if that ever happens too, and you didn't intend for it to go to the demonstrator that you ended up going with, because sometimes there's some back end things that happen and it picks a different demonstrator, you can call Stampin' Up! Right away and they will switch it. I've had it where somebody wanted the order switched to me and they switched it to me. And I've also had it where somebody didn't intend for it to go to me. I saw the order come in, but they wanted it to go to a different demonstrator, which is fine. She called Stampin' Up! And they switched it from me to the other demonstrator. So it's all good, you guys. So you just want to make sure you get it with the demonstrator you want to shop with. Okay, saw what you did there, Miss Karen. Very clever. Ha ha. Yes. Hi, Diane B. And she's got a buzzing bee after the B. It was really cute. So I know a lot of you watching have taken classes with me before. You kind of know the drill, but I like to announce that just in case there are new people. There's some other documents that you can find on my website, which is cardsbychrisb.com. That's where you can find this document, which is my overview. This is a great document to print and keep in a reference binder maybe. It says which classes are offered free with orders, which ones are fee-based. These are the general classes we do over and over and over again. Some monthly, some quarterly, some once every 4 months. Some when we throw things on like a Stamp-A-Stack or Memories and More. There's other classes, and on the back side are all the other things that we offer here out of the Cards by Christine, aka Hive Studio. So we have retreats. Be Happy Stampers has a whole section of things that I offer for my team. And so this document is out there at cardsbycrispy.com. The other document that you'll find out there is this calendar. And I do have an announcement about this calendar. Bonnie had this printed up for me and she went and got it bound for me, which is super cool. And so I don't plan to reprint this throughout the year, but we have made updates to this as of yesterday. So just know that if you have a current version of this printed and you would like to go get the new version, it's out at cardsbycrispy.com. And what you're going to want to do is go to that website, and it's under the resources section. It's right here, the second one down. So the first one is the overview, the second one is the calendar, and the third one is the schedule. And we're going to work off the schedule today and the calendar. The calendar is here, and you'll know that it's the most current one because Kelly updated the date to be April 23rd. And what I'm going to do is just, in case you don't want to print a new one, I want to kind of briefly tell you what has been changed in May and what is been added. So just a note, so if you guys have your calendars, the paper pumpkin was moved to 12:30, and my online class here is going to be at 10 a.m. So you guys, Stampin' Up has an event in Hobart, Indiana on the 2nd that I'm going to, and it takes me 3.5 hours to drive there, and I want to be there in time for dinner because my team, some of my team, they're meeting me there, and I want to have dinner with them. So I'm going to move my class to be at 10 a.m. And don't worry if you can't make it. You can always still watch the replay at 6 p.m. because the replay will still be there. But the catalog launch is going to move to 10 a.m. and I'm going to push Kelly to 12:30, and then she'll finish that right before she needs to leave. And then another note here, Diane, if you are doing in person with Diane moved her Let's Just Stamp up to the 13th. She has grandkid requirements on the 20th. And so she's not going to be available for class on the 20th. So we moved her class up to the 13th. And Kelly is going to Disney with me. So Kelly is not going to be able to do a kit class on the 13th. So we moved her kit class to be on the 20th, okay? And then a little ad hoc, you guys. We love to add in where we can, and we try to stretch our bandwidth as much as possible if you guys haven't figured that out. And it's to bring you more creativity. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this next announcement is we threw in an ad hoc, meaning off the cuff, like we thought about it, we made it happen. It wasn't on the original schedule, but it's here now. It's called the Bloom Impressions Stamp-A-Stack. Thank you to Angelique and Diane. We got this card class designed as of yesterday, and I'm going to share it with you momentarily, but it's not on the calendar, all right? It's in the schedule printed, I think, and we made it happen. If we weren't going to finish the cards yesterday, we were going to push it out, but we got them finished. We're going to share it with you, and I think we can build it into the whole prepping, kitting, shipping prospect for May, okay? So exciting news there. Carmen Sanders, I think it's you, Sherry, me, and Jeannie Parker. I think that's it from the team. So yes, so Carmen, if you're listening, we want to have dinner together if we can on Thursday night when I get in like around 6 o'clock or 5, we'll go to dinner right away. Do you know what you are using for May, June, July, and August? That is a great question. And I have my book here. I'm not going to forget to tell you. 1 second, Donna. I'm going to go grab it. I haven't announced it yet. You're right. Let me grab my book. You know, normally by now I would have had all of that stuff updated on here, Donna, in that section. I'm going to show this to you. We're going to go over it. All right. We're going to do that in a little bit, but I won't forget. I realized I printed all these updated schedules and I never updated that information. And so I don't think it's because it was finalized yet. So Jean Shoot says, that's so nice of you to take Kelly with you. Kelly is super stoked, you guys. She's so beyond excited. She loves Winnie the Pooh. If you guys don't know that, she is a Pooh fanatic. And I will be honest, Tyler didn't want to go. My mom didn't want to go. My brother didn't want to go. And Diane didn't want to go. So I asked 4 people. Kelly got to be the 5th person, and she is the first one that said yes to me to going. And I'll be honest with you, if she would have said no, I think I would have cashed out. But Kelly's saving the day, and we're going there to relax and rest up because it has been nonstop since I broke my foot last year. And I'll tell you, when I broke my foot last year in April, all I thought to myself is, get to the next incentive trip, and then you can relax, and then you can actually have a vacation because I feel like there really hasn't been many days to actually unwind since then. So we're going to go there and we're maybe do a little bit of work. Like, it's going to be hard not to do work, but we're going to definitely relax. Okay, so I'm very excited that Kelly is going with me, and I'm so happy that, because we get along so great, and so she'll be a great travel buddy. Okay, so the add-on class, you guys, so while I'm away playing, I'm off at playing, Diane is going to be here doing a class. So she's got a Stamp-a-Stack. It's called the Bloom Impressions Stamp-a-Stack. So in-person peeps, 4 p.m. on the 15th is when Diane's going to do the Stamp-a-Stack. I'm adding it into my calendar on the 30th. So there's going to be a Bloom Impressions Stamp-a-Stack at 10 a.m. on May 30th. So that's what's added for May. I think Mary and I are driving there Friday morning and staying for the shoebox swap, so I won't get to see you for dinner. Okay, no problem. Well, then we will see you on Friday morning. So you guys, just note here, so when you go print this is going to be, if you go reprint it, it'll be printed. Now, in June, I don't think that there was any updates, except for Gina. Gina is, so we had a little bit of a snafu. My parents got invited to my niece's wedding, and so they can't do what we had planned here. So now we're doing it on the 15th. And then, so anyways, long story short, Gina's scrapbooking class moved to the 13th, right? From a Sunday afternoon to a Friday afternoon at like 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. she's doing online and in-person in one day. So that moved. Now, a little birdie told me that there might be a Stampin' Up event near me on July 12th. So for those of you who are Stampin' Up demonstrators in my area, the Fox Valley of Wisconsin, that's the 12th. And so I have to move my stuff from the 12th through the 26th from one Saturday to the other Saturday. And then I forgot that I'm doing a camping trip, you guys, in August. It's normally, so get this, my camping trip is normally here. So I booked myself empty here. And then I realized we changed it to be 2 weeks later. So we leave for camping on the Wednesday, and so my Stamp-a-Stack is going to be moving to the 15th, and I believe we put on there at 1 p.m. And then I cannot mail the classes while I'm not here. So mailing for August moved to the 12th, you guys. All right. Other than that, I think everything else is good. So if you made these updates with me and you don't want to reprint, you don't have to. But if you want this, just go reprint a new version of it, and it should be pretty solid. Okay. Hi, Becky Schlossnagel. All right. The other thing, too, I want to mention, again, is the Beekeeper's Guide. I give this to my community at no charge. I cannot charge for it. And people still ask if they can buy it from me. It is not for sale. I cannot sell it, or I will get in trouble, and I will no longer be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, which would make me very sad. So it can only be earned. And the way you earn it is by spending, at the moment, it's for customers for this year, it's $100 in a 4-month period. Or if you're a demonstrator, not on my team, but on a different person's team, the amount is $50 for an order or buying classes for me. So you can earn it by supporting me and my community, by taking classes with me or placing orders for product with me. Or if you're on my team, it is free. My team does not have to pay for this or place an order to get it, because it's one of the perks for being on my Be Happy Stampers team. So what's happening is we work it on every 4-month basis. So if you supported me in January through April, you'll earn the new one that is going to be launching in May. And Kelly will be able to start working on the next Beekeeper's Guide on May 6th, and it will be available, fingers crossed, if she can have it done before we leave. If we don't, I'm sure that we'll knock it out of the ballpark right when we get to Florida so that it's out there. And what happens is, for those of you who have access to the Beekeepers folder, this will be added to the folder, and then you will be able to, I'm not sure if you'll be notified, but generally I'll probably send a blanket email that says, hey, the new Beekeeper's Guide is out there for those that want to access it. And it's going to be the culmination of everything that's in the new annual catalog mixed with anything in the online store that is not Last Chance. So just know that's what's on the radar, is a new one of these. This is going to be updated 3 times a year. And as long as you've supported me in the previous 4 months, you'll keep your access to the folder. So keep that in mind as well. I had to step away for a couple of minutes if you commented, Christine. Yes, I'll see you on Friday morning and not for dinner on Thursday night. So, all right, so that's the Beekeeper's Guide. And again, that's a thing that you earn access for. And the other thing it includes is in the folder, there's the online exclusives that were actually added on. So that's in there. And I think that we're ready to go. So the other document that is available in my website is at cardsbycrispy.com is this schedule. So this schedule is the highest level. It's an overview. This calendar is my skeleton calendar for the whole year. It doesn't tell you technically what the name of the class is with what stamps we're using, but it's the version of the class. So if it's a monthly class, so let's just stamp. If I'm at Burgers and Beignets, it tells me when we're mailing. It says when we can pre-order or order. So this is the next level, and then this is your fine-tooth comb, as long as it's up to date. So I updated this in April, but I never updated the names of the classes. So now this will tell you what type of class, when it's offered on a certain day of the week, and if, for example, ink, paper, scissors, it tells you what the classes are. And now if you look here, this is January through April. So I need to update this. So I need to get the names of the classes on like the actual like stamp sets that we're going to be using for like the suite, the Let's Just Stamp, and the ink, paper, scissors. And then Rose Coleman too. I need to get from her what she's using for the technique. So I will be updating this in the very near future. All right. So and Donna, I'm going to work in here. We've mapped out some things, and I'll be talking about these as we do each class. How does that sound? All right. So here we are. So the monthly class, so we're in May. The monthly class is the 3-card class that I've been doing for the longest of my card making class that I've been offering classes, let's just say. It does feature 3 different stamp sets. They can be bundles or not bundles. And I picked, you guys are going to be excited here. So let's see what I got. I didn't bring all the stamp sets down with me. Darn it, Bobby. Okay, one moment. I can go get one of the stamp sets. I left the other one upstairs. So we're in the transition period of retiring an annual catalog and moving to a new annual catalog. So we have to be picky and choosy about what we do because we don't have all the new stuff, and we usually transition from, we still use like current stamp sets, but new products. So we tried to do that this time, and in this case we also pulled in a new stamp set, but we pulled in 2 existing stamp sets, and then I think we picked new designer paper for one of them and existing for the other. This one's our hodgepodge class, let's say. So the first card is the cutest onesie. We did a card that you could use for either a boy or a girl. And what's great about this card is you just need a sentiment on the outside. All the embossing and all the die cutting is going to be, oh, my little hanger is loose. Ha ha ha, that's adorable. The little hanger is not even glued in, but it won't fall out because it can't. But that's so adorable. So the dies in this cutest onesie are so cute. And that's where the rattle comes from. And so it could be for if you have a new great niece or a great nephew or a grandbaby or a baby coming, right? That is a sister or brother, anybody who's having a little one, and you don't necessarily know if it's a boy or a girl. I've been told that green is a unisex color. I couldn't believe that. Like, ask Diane Bogenhagen and ask Kelly. I'm like, green is a boy. And they're like, no. And we looked it up. Green is a unisex color. So we went with the green because then you could use this for if you don't know, or if you do know, and it still goes. So it's a card that's very versatile for any baby that's on the way. And yeah, all you need are sentiments. We did use Cutest Onesie, but if you don't own Cutest Onesie, that's okay because you just need some gray ink and some words for this one. But super pretty, soft, pastel-y, perfect for a spring baby that's coming up or a summer baby. Yeah, so Becky texted me about the April paper pumpkin. Okay, perfect. And Carmen, okay, we're good. So this is Cutest Onesie. Then I was talking with Sue Deppis last week, and she gave me this card for a gift. She brought it over and she showed it to me. I thought it was the most awesome card, and I wanted to case it. So Sue, I'm proud to show you what I did with casing your card. Very similar with the DSP back here and adding the sailboat. I liked how you did the sail like you did, and I just opted for a brown boat, but You guys are gonna be able to pick whatever color you want because this is gonna be die cut out of white and you can paint your bottom of your boat. So thank you, Sue, for your inspiration. I really appreciate it. And this is what we have for you. And if you guys recall, we did a card last week for Share, Create, Inspire, also using that sailboat set. We made some red sails, and the stamp set is called Sunrise Sailing, but again, you just need a sentiment on the front. You'll get that little strip of paper, and then we made this into a retirement card. And I did lose a gem in the process. I heard it fall, I heard it fall off, so let's get you back on there. So this is what we have for the second card for the May monthly class using Sunrise Sailing. Sunrise, sunset. And then the last one is Storybook Garden. So this month we're featuring Storybook Friends for basically the bundle suite class. I didn't use the Storybook Garden, so we needed to use that. And I had this sheet of designer paper left that was perfect for your gardening. So we've got a pot here, a little shovel, we've got some carrots or radishes growing in the ground, and we have just a note and then a little bit on the inside. So you need some sort of inside focal stuff, in images, or you could add some designer paper on your own if you wanted. But we've got Hello Friend and just a note. So very versatile too, where you don't necessarily need to own Storybook Garden. And so these are the 3 different cards that we've got for you for the monthly. Very versatile, that they could go for lots of different, the different occasions. So very cool. So this class is fee-based or order-based. So when you look at here, it's the monthly class. You could pay for it. It's $19 or $25 mailed, or it's a $40 order or $60 order if you need it mailed. And so that is going to be in May. It's actually May 5th. Oh man, on a Saturday, May 5th. That's going to be here before we know it. Okay, and then online, you guys, is May 8th. So this class is going to happen before we leave for Disney. Okay, so that's the monthly. Then we have ink, paper, scissors for May. And that features, so it's not, so, well, I will say that Mixed Media Floral is next week, which is the April ink, paper, scissors. And just to share with you what that is we got 5 cards. Opted to do 5 because we just couldn't stop. So we ended up with 5 cards, and this one is still available. Now, again, this is April, and it's next week. It's coming up on April 29th for Diane, and then for me, it's April 30th. So next week, Thursday, is this class. You guys, we still have about 10 of this one left in case anybody would still like to get in on it. If you don't have that focal image, you could always use something else. You got a piece of white big enough to stamp that, but you could always throw in the magnolia. That magnolia flower would look really pretty there. This one too, you would need a focal image for that. And then that one a sentiment, and this one a sentiment. So this ink, paper, scissors is still available. At this point, I would probably, if anybody wants to add this, we'd add it to your May package unless you let me know now, because I do have a few things I need to ship out this afternoon, but this one is available. Ink, paper, scissors is $41, or if you need it, sorry, that's with mailing, or $34 if you do in-person or porch pickup. So again, this is April, not May. So May is, so excited, you guys. We have a Fun Folds ink, paper, scissors for you. Okay, Mary Novak is going to be there on 5/5. Yes, you are. You are, and I need to make sure, I saw your note about that. I want to make sure that I put your name in my book for the in-person class. Okay, I think I did, but I just want to make sure. So, ink, paper, scissors for May is for in-person on May 28th with Diane. It's actually a Wednesday, and then for me is May 29th, the next day on a Thursday. We featured Thankful Garden, but we did not really use any of the stamps except for maybe some of the words. We did not use those. With ink, paper, scissors, you get the gems, which are going to be the Starburst gems, and you're going to get a roll of the freesia ribbon and a quarter pack of the designer paper, and the flowers and leaves from the designer paper is what we use. Hi, Terry Costin. So I did say these are going to be fun folds. So let me just show you the fun folds that we have, and I have to share with you. Ooh, where did I put my samples of credits? Okay, well, this one is one of these folds that goes out like this, right? Super cool. You got a little spot right to write your love note. We secured enough boho blue, which is exciting. We had, because boho blue officially went out of stock and is no longer available. But we secured enough of it for this class, for this card specifically. So that's one. Now, Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin. Ooh, here, I can show you. They're back here. So we cased that card from Miss Sandy Carlson. She gave me this in a swap last year. So we pulled that out, and so we kind of cased that card for that. I love to get credit where people helped us. And then this card right here, I love how it opens like this, and it's a gift card holder. So that, we made it as a thinking of you, and Miss Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin, give you credit for that. We got this card from you last week, and we absolutely loved it, and we cased it right away. So everybody's gonna have the materials to make the card just like this though. So that's your fun fold number 2. And then this one is your fun fold 3. We kept it a little easier, a little gate fold. There'll be a little Velcro dot there as well. And this opens like that, complete with cat fur, usually. So that is a little bit easier of a fun fold, but still a fun fold. We're calling this the Flower Garden. So really showcases that pretty designer series paper. Again, you don't have to stamp it. It is designer paper, but you will have to fussy cut it. Okay. And then this last one, we cased this from Yvette Lopez. She gave me this card in Raleigh, and she even had the instructions in how to do it. So we cased her card, which was super cool, using Floral Delight. And this is the card you guys are going to make for class, which we are super excited for. So it looks like that, and hoping your day is the best day ever. And it's, again, a designer series paper, and you don't need to stamp anything for this class except for sentiments. So we have been experiencing slightly like lower class registration numbers, so we have cut back for May. So you guys, I just, not to create too much urgency, but if you are seeing anything that you want for May, it would be best to email us now at the front end of when class registrations start versus waiting 2 or 3 weeks, because we did kit up 16 less than normal for this class so that we don't have a lot sitting extra afterwards. Carissa said I had to go out and go back in, and it fixed the issue. Anyone else having trouble with it cutting out? Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you guys are figuring that out. Hi, Sharon Davis. Not catching all the words. Well, oops, well, that's not what I wanted to do. I was watching you guys, and this phone has the volume on the left and not the right. This class, so that we don't have a lot sitting extra afterwards. Okay, it sounds like it's okay. Oh, Yvette, yes, we loved it. Oh, thanks, Julie, for the thumbs up. So Julie's saying to give the thumbs up. That's how you do it, okay? And then we go back to the live chat. So Linda Hunt says, pretty cards. Yay. Becky says, anyone have? Okay, Terry, catching the live. Perfect. Okay, so it's a fun folds class, and it's a flower class. And I know that we all probably have enough flower stuff, but just know you don't have to buy another flower stamp set to do this class. Really, all you need are sentiments and black ink for the most part. I think we used Memento on all, oh, and some garden green we used on that one. But that is our ink, paper, scissors for May, featuring Thankful Garden. It's $41. The most common question I get asked is, when I ask people what class they would like for free, they always, not always, people will say an ink, paper, scissors, and I unfortunately always have to say ink, paper, scissors is never offered free with an order. It is only a fee-based class, and that's because it includes ribbon and gems and designer series paper, and then in this case you'll get 4 card kits to go with it, and they're 4 fun folds, which are super cool. And I hope they're not like overly crazy for you, that you guys can follow along with the video or the PDF tutorial, which is super cool. And I'm so excited because Yvette gave us instructions so that it'll really help us when it comes time to writing the tutorial for this one. So, all right, so that's ink, paper, scissors featuring Lovely Garden Suite. Okay, fun folds, haha. Get it? All right. So I've gone over those two. Now, the question that Donna Grushke had was, did we figure out what we're doing? And so long as we're in ink, paper, scissors, Donna Grushke, we're in ink, paper, scissors. So we are doing Lovely Garden for May, which you just saw. For June, it's called Celebratory Sips, which is an online exclusive. You will not need to own the stamp set. For July, we're going to be doing Floral Impressions. I can't remember if that's an online exclusive or if it's in the catalog. It's one or the other. We haven't thought about designing them yet. And then for August, we're going to pick Boho Vibes, which is in the annual catalog. So again, Lovely Garden, You just saw the card. Celebratory sips, floral impressions, and boho vibes. Okay, so that will help you guys to know for ink, paper, scissors what's coming your way. I will get that updated on here so that the next time you guys would want to print this, it'll be on there. Okay, mystery card class. That's what's next here. So mystery card night is where I give you clues and hopefully give them to you correctly. If I don't, you get upset with me. And I understand because I would probably be upset myself. But most of you, I'd have to say 95% of you didn't care and were okay with it and gave me a reassurance afterwards and helped me understand that it's not the end of the world. It's just paper, as Naughty Nancy would say. But just know, for those of you that did end up cutting your paper per my email, you can make a pretty card just like this, because this was the March mystery card that I accidentally did not update when I sent the email, right? So it's still a pretty card. So it wasn't a waste for you to cut your paper. You just need to go find my March mystery card and make the card like this, okay? Now for April, if you guys didn't catch it, this was the mystery card. Super pretty. It was a corner tuck pockety card, right? So for those of you who didn't get that measurement cut, you can still go do this. We are still doing the drawing for April so that you can still get in for the mystery card for April. Again, I always feel bad when I mess up, but people said, and I agree, I'm human, I am not perfect. So if you got the email with the instructions, make your card like this, then go do this one, and then you're caught up. All's good. So for May though, it is the 19th. It's like I get back from I feel like I get back that day. I think I fly back. Oh, no, I fly back on the 18th. I get back on the 18th, and then we've got Let's Just Stamp, and yep, that's how we roll. We've got 2 classes the next day. So May 19th is Mystery Card Night, and generally, I'll try to get those clues out. It's usually, we try not to do them too late, but sometimes it's been happening that they end up coming out the day before or the morning of. And it's okay. Usually it's not a lot of paper to cut, so it's okay. We're going to try to get a little bit ahead with me going to Florida. So we're going to try to have it done either before I leave for Florida or while I'm in Florida. I'll just publish it while I'm gone. So you guys will have that. Okay, so that was Mystery Card Night. So let's go back up to the top of the sheet here. And this one, I went out and came back and it's okay. Perfect. When I closed, I got a message that YouTube is having issues. Oh no, not catching all the words. Hi, Tanya Jackson. All right, this next one is the sweet class. Again, these are all like through April. April is still happening, you guys. Tonight, you can watch me live at 6 p.m. and we're going to do the April monthly class. It is the Storybook Friends class. I have quite a few kits of this left. I think I might have 15 left. So it'll be one of these cards. It's just the difference on what goes in the middle. It's going to be one of these cards, just a difference of your critters. And then it'll be this card. And then one of these, and it just depends on your chipmunk. So you'll get one or the other. But you don't need to have stamps on this because we use the die cut pieces. So if you were worried about, oh man, I'm not like the biggest fan of that stamp set, but I like the cards, this is one where you could get the card kits and just have to have your own sentiments. So that is the Storybook Moments card class. I still have that in person on Saturday, and I also have it tonight with you guys online. So there's still availability, plenty of availability on that one. Now for May, we're featuring Botanical Textures. Oh, here, I can show you guys this. Lovely Garden is the suite that just launched in March. So that was ink, paper, scissors. The others, well, there were 3 suites actually. Botanical Texture Suite launched as an online exclusive in March as well. And it featured a black and white paper, the naturals with brown and crumb cake, and an embossing folder that's corrugated, these really cool dots that are called neutral matte dots, and that white ribbon, that 1/4 inch, the dies here are so cool. So they took away the stitched rectangles, they took away the deckled rectangles, and now we have botanical textures. Nope, they're textured notes dies, which are our new set of rectangles. So that's where it comes from. If you do purchase, let's see what it says back here. Oh man, oh here it is. If you purchase the bundle plus either one of the DSPs, so pick one of them. If you order both of them through me as your demonstrator on an order, you could, with that order, pick this class. And if you do, then you will get either, let's see here. What does it say? Let me read it all. It says, order the Botanical Textures bundle plus either the DSPs from the suite plus the ribbon or the neutral dots, And you could pick a free embellishment or ribbon of your choice valued up to $8.50. Okay, so there's a lot of ands, ors here. So you need to order 3 things. One is the bundle, one is the ribbon or the gem, and one is either of the designer papers. So by ordering those 3 things, so like you're making your own like little semi-suite, you can pick a different ribbon and embellishment that is current, that's up to $8.50. So it's like a way that I can give you back a free gift by picking out those products and picking out that class with me. So that's the ordering promotion for that suite class. I have it with you guys on a Wednesday in person on the 21st. The 24th is a Saturday, and then for you guys online, it's the 22nd. Are you ready to see the cards? Oh my gosh. So I did show them off the other night, and I thought that they were really cool. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. Has the PDF been sent for tonight's class? Yes, Linda Hunt, it has. And if you are asking for it, I wonder if you didn't get it. Can you check your email? Because I'm pretty sure that I emailed it out yesterday, storybook. So let's just, when I get offline with you guys, I'll try to check too, Linda. So this one, they're more naturey and natural looking because of the designer series paper. And again, you do not need to have these stamps really. You could get by with words. These 2 did get used, these focal images, but you might have something else that could work, or you could be creative and think of something else. A lot of us have foliage stamps, so you could always swap that out. This circle thing too, you could stamp it with splotchies on the back or kind of give it a texture on the back. I definitely went ham over the corrugated embossing folder. I love it. It's so cool. It's called a mini corrugated embossing folder, and I used it on all 3 of the cards. This is where I was saying that circle is here. And if you don't have that circle, you could stamp other textury background on there. But I've got a sentiment there. And then this one says, you are seriously the best. But you guys have lots of words at home, I think. Well, you have words at home, hopefully, that you could swap out any of the sentiments. These would make great birthday cards, sympathy cards, thinking of you cards, any kind of occasion cards, retirement, maybe not a baby card, but thinking of you. So again, sending warm wishes. And then I did pull in some retired ribbon here. So there's a little, that ribbon's retired, and the curvy wavy trim here is retired, but I had enough to kit up for this class. And again, we lowered the number on this class by 16 as well. So if it's one that you're interested in, make sure you let us know and include that in your list. Hi, Pat Bischoff. They have a masculine vibe. We need that in our collections. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have no idea. It's so crazy. Out of all of the stuff that they gave us in pre-order, I feel like almost everything was feminine or flowers except for the sailing set. There's a scenic adventure set and a sailboat set, and other than that, everything else seemed like, so now from now on you guys are going to see flowers. You really are. It's all flowers. So for those that need the manly man, more masculine cards in your life, this set is going to be perfect. And I know it's got a bow on here, but you could always leave the bow off. If I'm going to end up making them all for you, so hopefully everybody uses the bows, but anyways, that's the suite class. I received the PDF for tonight's class. Maybe check your spam folder. Yes, Linda Hunt, I wrote it down too. But yes, thanks for confirming that you got it, Jean. I really appreciate it. I know I sent it last night or yesterday afternoon. I can't remember exact time at this moment, but I'll check to make sure you're on the list, Linda. All right, so that is the suite class. Again, if you get the 3 things ordered from me as your demonstrator, you have to tell me. I don't physically like scope out everybody's orders. When you guys place orders, I do see your orders come in, and if I look at it and see, oh, they ordered this or this, but I don't honestly, I don't have time to think, oh man, they're ordering that. I don't you guys, don't get that wrong. I'm not stalking what you guys are ordering by any means, but it does come into my email and it does show what you ordered. And if I'm on my A game, I scour just to see if you ordered the Botanical. I'll look to see if you ordered it and the DSP, but I honestly don't have time to look that closely at that. What you need to do is, if you intend to buy those 3 things and place an order through me as your demonstrator, after you place your order, all I ask is you follow up and say, hey, I placed this order to get this class for free, and it was also for the promotion. Can you please give me this gem or this ribbon as my promotional free gift? And I'll be like, boom, everything is in one email, and I know exactly what to do because you told me what to do, right? If you don't tell me anything, I will most likely not catch it, and then you wouldn't get your free gift that you would have earned by doing the ordering, okay? So just help me with that. If you order the whole suite collection too, that counts, right? So just know that if you order the suite collection, that could be your registration for this class, and then you get the free gift. It doesn't have to just be those 3 unique items. You really like the gray one. Yeah, it is like, one of these cards is not like the other one. Which one could it be, right? From like Sesame Street. Like that's the odd duck one. So yeah. Oh, yes. You guys like them. Good. Good. So that's the textured notes. Definitely you guys have been screaming and asking for, not screaming, just kidding. You weren't really screaming, but you guys have been asking for manly cards. So that's good. Hi, Joy Moody. I'm sorry to asking it, but can you tell me what boho vibes are? I can't technically because it's in the online, no, sorry. It's in your annual catalog. So I have my annual catalog here. I can tell you what page number it is. I can't show it to you guys because I'm not allowed to show you the inside of the catalog. It's against compliance. But Joy, you should have your new annual catalog, I would guess. If you placed your first demonstrator order on your own account, you would have gotten hopefully your catalog in your box. Boho Vibes is a new suite that's offered, and I'll be honest with you, I thought I would be able to find it like lickety split, and of course, there it is. Boho Vibes is on page 61 of the new annual catalog, okay? That's all I can really tell you. I can't show it to you. If anybody else has their annual catalog, it's page 61. And if you don't have a catalog and you're a demonstrator, you can go to your demonstrator account and go look at the catalog online if you don't have your own current copy. And if you're a customer of mine who doesn't have your catalog yet, please reach out to me. I do actually have a little pile of catalogs I need to mail out, and I see them right here. So I need to get that done. I got the email. Is the PDF now in the Inspiration Hive? I usually get it at the bottom of the email you send. Perfect, Linda. I'm glad that you got the email with the PDF in it. It should be in there somewhere in your email, and it's also in the Inspiration Hive. You guys, I added in the April monthly class, the Storybook Moments, the April mystery card, and Let's Just Stamp. All of those recent PDFs are in the Inspiration Hive now. So, okay, so that is the suite class. Now, Donna Grushki, what's next? Inquiring minds also want to know what the suite classes are going to be for the next, and I've got them mapped out here. Okay. So I'll bring my camera down so you can read it too. So we said that we did Botanical Textures in May. We're going to do Scenic Adventures, and it's not necessarily a suite. We're going to use the bundle Scenic Adventures and marry it with the Weekend Adventures Designer Series paper. So I'm making my own suite, let's say. So if you buy the Scenic Adventures bundle through me, there'll be a promotion. And I don't have anything, I don't have this updated past May. So I need to update this. And once this gets updated, you guys will see that. So we're going to do Kintsugi Inspirations, which is in the annual catalog. Again, I can't show it to you, but it is going to be the July suite class. And then in August is Florals in Bloom. And Florals in Bloom, so one of those is a suite and one in the annual catalog, and one is in the, I can tell you right now, in case people want to know. There's a stamp set called, okay, this guy is called Blooms. So there's like, they came up with too many bloom things. I'm not complaining, but there's just, they're like the same thing. Florals in Bloom here is in the annual catalog, okay? So this is the annual catalog one. Floral Impressions is an online exclusive that you're not going to see in the catalog. Okay, I got to commit that to memory. This is in the annual catalog. Floral Impressions is an online exclusive. But that's what we're gearing up to do for suite classes for June, July, and August. Okay? So if you're in Canada and you want to take the suite class with me, Rose is going to be featuring these as her suite classes through me. Right? So I'll teach the class and she'll kit those up in Canada. All right. And if you are in Canada and you are interested in the textured botanicals class, just know Rose is your girl. Rose Coleman teaches that. I teach the class and she kits up the class. So that's the one we partner up on, is the suite class and then the technique club class. All right. So that's a way for you to get these classes in Canada, is to reach out to Rose. All right. Next, Let's Just Stamp. All right. So Let's Just Stamp is on a Monday with me, and it's going to be the 19th at 1 p.m. And then Diana's teaching the class now a week earlier. She's going to do it on the 13th, okay? So we were uncertain of what we were going to do until probably last week, and I have Tracy Gruby to thank for this. Tracy Gruby was part of the Oh Crap Club in my team meeting that I had last couple weeks ago, where so if people do over $1,000 in the quarter, they get in on the Oh Crap drawing, and then they get a $20 gift certificate with me. And she picked the You Are Remarkable stamp set, and I looked at it and I'm like, I've never seen this stamp set in my life. Is it current? And I had to go look it up. And I'm like, oh, this will be a perfect Let's Just stamp, because until then, Diane and I really weren't sure what we were going to use beautiful butterflies again for the Let's Just stamp. So we decided to use You Are Remarkable. And you might be thinking, I don't even know what the stamp set is. Well, then you're in the same boat as I was, girls and boys, because it was like, it's an online exclusive, and I can't even tell you, I don't remember, somebody will know, when it launched in the online store, probably back in March, and I completely missed it because you don't see everything in the online store. So I totally get the pain and the suffering that we're experiencing with the online store, because I never even knew this was out here. So we featured it for the class, and we're very pleasantly delighted with our flower power cards here. So it does use the focal image from here. It's an outline, and then it's stamping the flower color. The bean is the middle, and it looks like a little bean. And then the leaves, and they line right up. And we're so excited because we have our Purplicious card. We have our Berry Burst with Lost Lagoon, and then we have our, it looks like sunflowers to me, but they're yellow daisies. And you will need some sort of a floral, flowery object, right? You're going to get a piece of white paper, and then you'll have to stamp on it. And then we also have the insides to match. And we did pull in some beautiful butterfly words, choose your words. And then we also used, I think the Thinking of You is from Beautiful Motifs. And so are the You've Been on My Mind and Thank You for Everything. And so that's the inside. So that's Let's Just Stamp featuring You Are Remarkable. And this class is $19 or $25 mailed. And then it's a $40 order or free with a $60 order if you need it mailed. Now, meant to be, we did that class earlier in the week on Monday. I don't know. I may or may not have one kit left. I have to see. I got to consult with Diane just to make sure that she used her 8. And then I got to go through my list. If I have any left, you guys, it'll be on the past classes section of the website here. Okay, so You Are Remarkable. Now, for Donna Grushke and other inquiring minds, we only have June and July picked out. So in June, we're going to feature the Extraordinary Flora, which is a new washi tape that is really cool that you can make cards with, okay? So we're going to feature that. And then I think we're going to use Beautiful Butterflies in July. But are you guys over butterflies? Like, are you wanting more butterflies? The other thought we had is we might just wait to see what the online exclusives are that they launched in July, and we'll see them in June. We'll be able to pre-order them in June. So I'm not quite sure. We're up in the fence for August. I guess, didn't know. So again, Extraordinary Flora in June, Beautiful Butterflies is like 50-50 for July, and then we don't know August. So, but yeah. It is a daisy, and you ordered it. Yay, it's a daisy. Yeah. So the paper in the background looks like a little bit like sunflower, but it is a daisy. It is a daisy. So we're good. Daisy is really cool. I love it. So that's Let's Just Stamp. All right, we're going to turn the page. And we're going to talk about what paper is with You Are Remarkable. You know, so that's a good question. There's two. We just talked about this. Florals in Bloom and Floral Impressions. They're so confusing to me, you guys. They really are. I've already committed now that the Florals in Bloom is in the annual catalog. And that paper that we used is either that one or the other one. Okay, I got it now. Florals in Bloom is not the paper I just showed you. The paper I just showed you is Floral Impressions, the online exclusive paper. Okay? So I think I got it now. Floral Impressions is online exclusive, and that is what we use for the Let's Just Stamp. I'm just like you guys, they are very confusing. So Technique Club class. I don't think Rose, I was trying to watch her to see if she would announce what she's doing for May. I don't know. I got to get from her what her techniques are and what sets she's using. She is teaching class on May 22nd at 11:30. And the Technique Club class is if you're in Canada or in the US, what happens is it's 3 card kits featuring the same stamp set, and Rose features a technique, and she generally uses that technique on at least one of the cards. Sometimes she'll do it on 2 of the cards. You'll get what we showed you here, you'll get your binder insert, and you'll get your technique, and after a while you'll start to collect all of them into a binder, and then you will have forever lots of inspiration on different techniques that you can do. And that class with me in the States is only offered free with an online order or an in-person order of $60 or more. One of the perks of it is if you get 10 orders consecutively in a row with me, like 1 a month for the 10 months consecutive, not skipping a month. It starts over if you skip a month. If you do 10 consecutive, at the end of the 10 months, under the old way, you would have had a $75 host reward with me plus a half off item. We're in limbo right now, transition period. So I tried to get as much stuff buttoned up from people before the whole rewards just went away. Like, I no longer get your host rewards. You guys are going to be getting your 10% host rewards. So just know that if you're currently in my technique club class, that what I need to do is look at how long you were going with me before we hit April 15th, so up through April. And if you place your order for the April Technique Club class after April 15th and you got your 10% rewards, then I'm going to back it up and say then your last one was March. And I'm going to have to do a ratio of how many months, what you would have earned from me out of the 75, and I'm still honoring the half off items. So, but I can't give you a half off item per se. What it's going to be is I'm going to give everybody a $25 voucher that I can gift you, I will send it directly to your account so that you can use that $25 to buy a bundle. And so generally bundles are between $45 and $55. So I just said a bundle on average is $50. And so at the end of 10 months, if you've done 10 consecutive orders, I'll gift you the $25 to use for your half off item. So you can buy it from yourself and ship it to yourself. And then the other thing is, if I start you fresh, like if you start in May, you will get your $60 from Stampin' Up, because 60 times 10 is 600 and 10% of that is $60. You'll get the $60 from Stampin' Up, and then I'm going to make up the other $15 because the whole program was a $75 host reward. So I'm going to actually gift you $40 once you're done with the 10 months as a incentive to do the Technique Club class with ordering from me and doing this class with me and Rose. So I have a plan. I just have to get the people out of limbo that are crossing from the old to the new, and I will not do that overnight. I will have to do that on a case-by-case scenario, okay? So just know that it will all come out perfect as it can be, and people are not gonna not get their rewards from me. So we're gonna make it correct, like figuring it out. So just it takes a little bit. All right, so just know that class is May 22nd. And for those that are in the club, you just still have to let me know every month that you want to take the class, because sometimes people want to skip months too. So they don't always want everything. So I don't know what it is for me. I tried to reach out to Rose last night and said, hey, what are you doing? And I couldn't catch it on her live. But if anybody caught it and watched her and you can tell me what it is, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll reach out to her after class. All right. So next on the group listing here is our kits. So there's either 2 or 3 kits that are launched every month. In May, there are going to be 2 new kits, right? So just to show you what we got for kits, Kelly's been doing the kit classes. She's been doing an amazing job. And if you guys watched on Tuesday, she did these 6 cards. It's called Essential Occasions Kit. And you'll make these 6 cards with this kit. They're perfect if you want to introduce stamping to somebody. If you are a more avid stamper, you could always zhuzh them up and cut them down and add bases and mats to them. That's really cool what that is. It's like little fringies. So that was called Essential Occasions. You guys can catch Kelly did that class on Tuesday. Last week, she did the Loveliest Wishes kit. I should keep that stuff out because I'll use that. And whoa, and there's a gem, a random stray gem. And these cards, there was 9 of them. There was a little square card, which looks like that. I have a set of these upstairs, so there's only 6 in the box, but very clean and crisp and fresh looking, I guess. And for these 2, you could also add some petal pink to them. So Kelly's she did that one, and then she's going to be live with you guys on Tuesday of next week for one more kit, and it's this kit right here. Oh man, there's little beads in here. She's going to be doing the paper bouquet with you guys that looks like this. So that's what's up on the docket for next Tuesday. Then we never know what they are until the first Tuesday of the month. And on the first Tuesday of the month is when I get them ordered, and then that's when we announce the classes. But we do have them on the calendar here. It's actually the 20th, right? 5/20, because we moved it out, and the 27th. All right. Paper pumpkin. All right. Paper pumpkin is coming up next week, the 1st. It's not actually in April, but the April paper pumpkin will be on May 1st. And at the beginning of this live, I mentioned that I'm going to move my catalog launch party to the morning at 10, and then I'm going to push Kelly to the afternoon. And so Kelly will start at 12:30. And you guys can see here, I have a bunch. It's called Inked Occasions. So it's a watercolor look and like a blend look, like when it's like washed ink all over, which is really cool. So I do have some available in case you missed on signing up to get it. I know that somebody messaged earlier in the comments that they asked for it. I have them, so don't worry. I'll see your comment and I'll make sure I save an April paper pumpkin for you. I do have a lonely little soldier from February left. I have no March ones available, but I do have a February in case people are looking for a February paper pumpkin. And so the May paper pumpkin is actually going to be in May. I think we have that slated for May 29th at 10 a.m. So generally, Kelly does the paper pumpkins on Thursdays, and you're near the end of the month after we get them in. So next week, Thursday is the 1st. She's got the April one, and then on the 29th. And paper pumpkin did change. I am very sad to announce that it dawned on me, now that we have a free shipping promotion going on right now, free shipping goes through tomorrow, but you no longer can get free shipping on paper pumpkins, as far as I understand, because they've built shipping into the price of paper pumpkin. So a paper pumpkin is, what is it, $27? And if you add that to your cart to check out, there's no shipping to be added to it because shipping is built into the price. So gone are the days of getting free shipping on paper pumpkins. So the price is the price, and there is no price break if you buy 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month paper pumpkins anymore. So there has been conversation of what is the perk of buying a 12-month subscription or a 6-month or a 3-month. The question is a good one, and I guess my answer would be, for me personally, there is no perk. I just as soon spend the $28, with tax, it makes it $28. I just as soon spend $28 every month instead of buying 12 months and paying for that up front. Now, you might look at it that I don't want to pay $28 a month. I'd rather just buy it all right now and then be done with it. Go buy the 12 month. The other thing is, the only other time during the year that I really think it could be a perk to buy a 12-month paper pumpkin subscription is during sale-a-bration, which happens one time a year, and it happens in January and February. If you buy your 12-month paper pumpkin subscription in January or February, you will get the sale-a-bration items on that order. So you could pre-buy your paper pumpkin in January or February for the whole year, collect the sale-a-bration items that you get for placing, because it's like $300, you might get to pick 5 items as something like that, however it works, right? So sale-a-bration to me is the only time that it's advantageous to buy paper pumpkin subscriptions because you get to pick out sale-a-bration items, all right? So that's my general thought. I could be wrong. I could be missing the boat on that, but it's like it's not lucrative at this point in my life to buy them until it's sale-a-bration time. So just know they are $27 plus tax. I do have the ability that if people don't want to get their own subscription on their own account, I can edit the mailing address for pumpkins so that it mails directly to you. And I've been doing that now a lot in the last couple of months. There have been a few of you that wanted just one pumpkin, or maybe you want it 2 months in a row. And if you pay me the $28 on the front end and it's before the 10th of the month, I can go in and edit the address to your address on mine. And then what happens is after it ships to you, I go back into my paper pumpkin account and I change the address back to me, right? And I do have some people that just are sending me $28 every month, and they're just keeping it going every month. And then they don't have to worry about managing the subscription, which I'm always happy to help that. If that's what people want, I can do it. So just know that that is an option for those that, and then there wouldn't be additional shipping. If the pumpkin comes here to my house like this, and then you want it, then there's additional shipping. And if it gets consolidated with other packages or in the package with other things, it's less shipping. But if you ship it by yourself to you, it's $7, and the pumpkin itself is $28. And so that makes it $35 for anybody that wants to get one of these pumpkins mailed to them. It would be a benefit and celebrate. Yeah, exactly. Do we get rewards with paper pumpkin? Yes, Patricia Settle, you sure do. So on the paper pumpkin, you get $2 of a reward. So it costs $27 plus tax. So $27. $7 of that is shipping from Stampin' Up. And so you get $2 of host rewards, or you get $2 rewards, let's say loyalty rewards on your monthly subscription. So that's a good point, because if you reach out to me to get your pumpkin, I'm keeping the rewards because I am managing the account and the subscriptions, and that takes a little bit of time and energy. So I've looked at it that if anybody does want to get their pumpkin from me, then I was going to keep the rewards as the, like, because you don't have to do it, right? It's like a little perk. So you're going to give up your $2 of host rewards, whatever, if you have me do it. So just a thing to think about, where if you set your own account up on your demonstrator or customer account, and you have it shipping out monthly to you, then you get those $2 in rewards. Okay, so good question, very good question. Thank you for taking care. Yes, you're very welcome, Angela. She does have me help. Hi, Gwen Simmons. Gwen, your ears must have been ringing because I was prepping for coffee last night and I was thinking of you, and I thought, I wonder how Gwen is doing. I haven't heard from you in so long. And so Tyler and I say hello. So coming in late, but we always say better late than never, but you're good to go. Okay. So good question on the paper pumpkin. So share, I had something on my face. I must have a cat fur. So next is share, create, inspire. And, I think I have, yes, I have Jenny Knutson is lined up to do the share, create, inspire recipe. I have her recipe card. Share, create, inspire is where you give me a recipe card and I make the card, and hopefully it inspires you guys to make the card. So we just had one with Anna Rebedu where she shared this and I made this card last week. You guys can always catch the replay. Now, Jenny Knutson is set up for the one in May, which is on this, oh man, that's really fast, May 7th. And then in June, I don't have anybody lined up. So I've mailed out a couple recipe cards to people recently. I am pretty pleasing that maybe Susan Warmley or somebody else will give me theirs so that I have June lined up. So we've been going for about 2.5 years now with this class, which is pretty phenomenal. And we haven't missed a month. But I always say if I don't have a recipe in a month, I'm not going to do it. So hopefully some people come through and I get some stuff lined up for the summer. Okay, I do a class at 1111 Burgers and Beignets, which is in a local restaurant here in town, which is pretty cool. The class is going to be, so I generally have a core group of girls that do this class. And when it comes time to meet for the one that's on the schedule, I reach out to them and I say, does it work for you guys? And they will say no or yes. And so this week it didn't work for them as much to do it this week. So we pushed it out to next week. So the Burgers and Beignets class is actually going to be next week, Wednesday, the 30th. And then next month it'll be May 21st. But again, I wait for them to tell me if the 21st works or maybe they want the 28th. But again, I always do that at Burgers and Beignets once a month. We usually do 2 or 3 cards, and they're more beginner cards to get you guys learning how to stamp. All right. So do we have any games or prizes? Not for May. I don't think so. And just a reminder for this coming weekend for April, we do have the Radically Retro Swap Party is on Sunday at 3, and I have my sale-a-bration celebration at 11 o'clock for my team, for those on my team who were silver as of April 1st. That is coming up this weekend. All right, I have 2 more classes to share with you, and that will drop us down on the calendar here to extras in April. You are delving into mixed media, collaging, and gel printing, so a bit engaged, learning new stuff. I love it. I will tell Tyler hi for you. Yay. All right, so extras in May. We have, okay, let's start at the top. The DSP sampler, okay? That is what is in this binder. It is, okay, and it's going to have all the new papers for the subtles, regals, neutrals, in colors, right? So that, and it's all of the DSP swatches, right? I made 90 of them last year, and I ran out within a couple weeks afterwards. So against my brother's will, we're going to be making 90 more. So once we're done, and we're out of them. So just know that the DSP sampler, if you want to get signed up for it and not necessarily pay right now, that's okay. I just need to know. I think I have about 30 people on the list right now for it. So if you were thinking of getting it, I need to know soon so that I at least can get you forecasted into, if maybe 90's too many. Maybe it needs to be more like 72, right? So I'm trying to weigh that right now in my head. So I do have from the spring mini catalog, I have the sampler that's available. Plus I do have 2 from the holiday mini catalog from last fall. So in case anybody was still looking for some past ones, I have 2 of the last ones available, and then we're working on the annual catalog next. I offer product shares, and they can be found if you go to my website. I have all of it's either paper, ribbon, or embellishments, or all of them. And that's the wrong thing. I want that. It is under May 6th because that's when everything launches, and you can read all about it. And ultimately what it happens is you get a paper share, or you could do the ribbon, or you can do the gems. And so these are some of the samples I've been using. This is one that I had from the holiday, and it would be up for grabs too if anybody's interested in. I have a holiday paper and a holiday embellishments that's made up. I have the spring one available with the ribbons, and then the embellishments are super cool too. So that was available yet. These are my ones that I show off, and once they go, they're gone, then I don't have them to show off anymore. But that's kind of what a share is. You could get paper, ribbon, or embellishments, and I do have these available in case anybody's still looking for them. And the new ones are set up in the store here that you can get the paper, the ribbon, or the embellishments, okay? So there's a new thing, though, that is kind of tied into the introduction of new papers for the annual and online exclusives. We're calling it Paper Palooza, and you can find that on my events calendar under May 12th. And I am doing this event in conjunction with Amanda Waldhart. There are basically 21 new designer series papers that were launched between the scrapbooking brochure in January, the online exclusives in March, the online exclusives in May, and the catalog in May. 21. We've decided that we're going to join forces, and we're each designing half the cards. So she's working on 10 and I'm working on 11. And so within each pack of designer series paper that you get, you're going to get a 6x6 sheet of each one. We're going to design a card. So it's going to encourage you to use your designer series paper and to look at it so that you can see it and decide, oh man, I really like this paper. I maybe want a full pack of it. Or, oh man, I don't like this paper. I'm glad this is all I have, and it'll be a lot to use this up. So hopefully it gives you guys that availability, I guess, clarity to see those kind of like the different designer series papers, and if you like them, if you don't like them. And we're running it like an event. Paper Palooza is where you get that DSP pack, but then 21 card kits. And there's going to be a prize patrol. There's going to be an attendance gift. There's going to be a pillow gift. And there's going to be an enamel pin. So, and it's just going to be run like an event. And so with that one, you can also add on your embellishments and the ribbon. So the ribbon and the embellishments are the same between the shares or the Palooza. What you would need to decide is, do you want a paper share with no card kits? Or do you want the paper share with everything, right? So it's one or the other on the paper. So it's either you want Paper Palooza or you want the DSP paper share, and then do you want to add on ribbon or embellishment? So that's coming up. Now, with the Paper Palooza, it's not an in-person event at the moment. I do need to talk to my in-person community. I haven't thought this far ahead, but I don't know how I would handle it, and maybe I make it an open house style where I pick a day where people could come in and do their stamping and not necessarily put their cards together. So I'm formulating. It just depends if my in-person community, how many people would be wanting to do this as a day, an afternoon of coming in just to do, I'd have like, let's say 21 stations set up, and you just come in and you go down each station and do your stamping. And then you wouldn't necessarily put your cards together. I just don't know. I'm toying it in my head. I'm going to see how it would work. But what it will include for those that are not local to me, and for anybody who does the event, an online tutorial, So you get a PDF tutorial, written copy that's printed that you can print at home, and then the video tutorial to go with each of the cards to put together. And those are going to be private. They're not going to be in my YouTube channel as a public event. So only if you sign up for the event will you have access to those unlisted videos. So pretty cool. All right, Rose, we'll see you later. So that's Paper Palooza. And then also coming up in June, I'm going to show you also the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is coming. But I have 2 more classes for May. So the annual catalog launch party uses the Florals and Bloom paper. And this is coming up fast. We featured beautiful motifs for the words, but all you need are sentiments for this one and some focal images on the inside. And there are 5 cards that feature the new ink colors. This one features, so this is Nancy Haggard. I don't know if Nancy's watching right now, but Nancy sent me this card in the mail. And I said, Nancy, can I case your card for the launch party? And she said, yes. And so this is what beautiful card I got in the mail from Nancy. And so what we did is we just tweaked it a little bit. We added some extra color at the bottom, added a little focal floral image sprig thing, and then we embossed the outside. So we changed a few things and added some ribbon. So this features the cloud cover as your base. This one is the Timid Tiger, and then this one is the Secret Sea. So all the bases feature them, and then we did a mixture on them. So this is Darling Duckling, and then this one was the Strawberry Slush. And within the cards, it features all the ink colors. So they didn't give us the new ink color 6x6 DSP in our pre-order. So we had to punt kind of and use the Florals and Bloom designer paper. So everybody will get a 3x4 piece of Florals and Bloom DSP, and you'll just need to cut it yourself and then basically spread it out to make your arch. So kudos to Anna Rebedu. She die cut all of these arches already, and they're in Rhonda's hands, and she's embossing them right now. So you guys, this is a great starter class. If you like to share your new ink colors with your friends and family or your customers, this would be a great one to have in your arsenal to show off the new ink colors. So this class is $22 or $28 mailed, or it's free with a $40 order or a $60 order. It's coming up next week on the 1st. I will have a disclaimer. We are not kitting these until next week, and there's no way that I will be able to mail them out to anybody before class. So just know that we plan to kit everything between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, maybe. Hopefully we're done by Thursday so that I'm ready for class at 10. And then we plan to mail the following week. And so this class and the monthly class would not arrive to you before the class is held. So hopefully you guys can handle that and are okay with that. Usually that's how it's been working with I think 99% of people do 1 shipping a month, and you're okay with that. But I know there are some people, but just in this one, I cannot make it work because we're not going to be kitting it, and we're going to be focused on kitting next week, not shipping. So just know that they're pretty cards, and you would just have to make them with the live on replay, or you use the tutorial, or maybe you don't need that and you can look at them and see pictures and know how to put them together. But so pretty though. Just again, that's the in color catalog launch, and the words we featured were from beautiful motifs. So nice all occasion flower cards. And so that's the catalog launch in color class. All right, so that is that. Oh, I have it on here. Bloom Impression Stamp-A-Stack. And it's not 15 cards. Oh my goodness. It's 22 cards. And it's a Fun Folds. You guys get 2 Fun Folds classes next month. Oh my goodness. 22 is a little bit crazy. Yes, you're probably wondering why we're so crazy, but we are. This is incorrect on here. Diane switched this to 5:15. And mine is at 10 a.m. on not the 23rd. Oh man, do I have that wrong? Is class on the 23rd or is it on the 30th? I think I should do it on the 30th actually, because I originally had plans on that day to do the DSP sample. You guys, I'm changing this. This is coming into the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is that next week, and I know that that Friday is going to be a chaotic mess, so I just changed it. Sorry. That's how we do this. We're going to do it on the 23rd. I got to go update my website. So it is this is correct. Haha, that's correct. My website is incorrect. So I got to update you guys the Bloom Impressions Stamp-A-Stack to be 5/23. Okay, it's 5/23, 10 a.m. 22 cards. We had a little conversation earlier in the week about how we're going to pull off the Stamp-A-Stack. We wanted to sneak it in somewhere. We don't need to. Like, we need another hole in the head, basically, another class. But you guys gave us permission to give you full sheets of paper. So basically almost everybody that commented, and there was only one person who didn't comment that messaged me later that said that they would prefer it cut, but otherwise everybody else was like, yep, we can handle it. And the only way we could pull this off is by you helping us do some of the prep work for this class on your own. And because of that, in talking with Lori and Judy and Karen yesterday, sorry, Diane, I don't know if you're still watching, but we made some executive decisions without you. The general consensus was to do 4 cards for 5 of the cards, or I should say 4 cards for 5 of the designs, and then do the 2 cards for the other one. So there's 6 different designs, and you're going to have 22 cards when you're done. For the live, I'm only going to make 1 of each of the 6 cards with you and help you get your paper cut. So that's not the order we're going to do it in. First, we're going to cut our paper, and then we're going to make 1 of the 6 cards. And then on your own leisurely time, you can make the other cards. But you're going to have the supplies and cardstock from us to do that. For the in-person community that does this class with Diane, you're going to have to work with her. What we're going to do for you, Diane's gonna, with my help and Karen's help, we're going to prep your pieces, your cardstock here for in-person, and then you're gonna work on cutting your designer paper in class and making 1 of each of the cards in class, not all 22 cards, because Diane would not want to stay overnight here because that would not be on her list of things to do. So we're gonna be strategic about that too, and we're gonna have you guys come ahead of time and stamp your flowers here and then take them home and have them colored and then have them, you know, you can cut them out here. So we got a plan how we're gonna make 22 cards happen for you guys. So Pat Summers says the 23rd is much better. Yes, because the 30th is the week of Memorial Day, and people are still traveling and doing stuff, so I didn't want to, yes. So yes, so the 23rd it is. All right, are you ready for the fun folds? And I have to give props to Angelique McClendon. She helped us design this class. She mailed the cards up to us on Monday. They arrived on Wednesday morning, and Diane and I were able to go through all of them and recreate them. I have something in my eye. Recreate them so that they're ready to show. We tweaked them and made some minor changes, but ultimately, guys, got to give a round of applause to Angelique for helping us out here, because without her help, we would not have had this class ready for you in May, and we would have pushed it out. So Angelique made some cards for us. I'm just going to share them with you so that you can see that we cased her cards right here. We cased her cards, which was super cool. So that's what we worked off of, was her 6 cards that she made. And I'm going to show you what we ended up with. And very similar, and almost some of them are identical. And we just maybe changed the direction on some, and 6 different folds. So this one looks like this. Now, I'm going to say that generally when we provide classes to you, you don't need a lot of stamps. In this case, for this class in particular, the cards are heavy on 2 stamp sets, okay? I'm going to put this out there because mostly lots of people have flowers, lots of flowers, big flowers. And that's what this is, big flowers. So if you don't have these specific stamp sets and you're on the fence about this class, you need to ask yourself, do you have something else that could work in lieu of it? Or do you love the stamp sets and you might want to buy them? So I'm going to share with you really quick off the bat what 2 stamp sets, oh man, oh, it's over here. This one is what got featured, and Thankful Garden, which is what we're using for IPS. These 2 stamp sets are what featured, are what really are featured. We used these 2 big stamps and we used these 2 big stamps, okay? So just putting that out there that they are stamped. You'll get sheets of white paper to stamp them, and you'll need to stamp 2 of each one of them. Well, actually 4 of each one of them, 4 of each one. Okay, so you can see here this one features that one flower, and you'll need some sort of coloring tools. We use blends, and this one opens up like this, like an accordion fold. So that is the first one. And it's a pleated, wait, no, it's, yeah, accordion. Words are hard. Okay, the next one is like this, and it features that other stamp from the set. And we did a fold that opens like this and like this. So this is a Stamp-A-Stack. So you'll get a full pack of the Bloom Impressions Designer Series paper. You'll get a full pack of the butterflies, and you'll get a roll of the white ribbon that goes with it, along with all the materials, all the cardstock that you need. And again, it'll be so since you're making 4 of this one, what'll happen is you're going to get a sheet of Berry Burst, and we'll cut it down as a group. We'll cut it to the size you need, and you'll get a sheet of Berry Burst for this, and we'll cut and score it together. And I will not leave anybody floundering. And like in this case too, you'll make 4 of this one, so you'll have all the materials for 4 of that one. And then this one is your pocket card. And so you'll make 4 of this one. And it's really pretty. It uses that new pressed flowers embossing folder. And then on the back, it has your happy birthday. And so on this one, it doesn't feature any big focal sentiment stamps. It just has the sentiments on here and then the butterfly on the back. But a little pocket card. And again, that uses the purple one of that designer paper. All right, that one goes here. And then here we used, you guys, so we, from doing the Winter Creative Escape and the ink, paper, scissors, we ended up with 200 of these butterflies. And we tweaked Angelique's a little bit. She had 2 diamonds on here. But when we looked over to my counter and we saw 200 of these butterflies and they were the perfect color for with this card, we opted to do 1 diamond and a big butterfly, which was already basically prepared for you guys. So it made Rhonda's work a little bit easier on this one. So this one, you don't need to have really anything but a sentiment. And what's really cool about this is it opens this way and then it opens this way. And you've got that kind of a fun fold. So cool. All right, so that's that card. You'll make 4 of this one. Now this one is another one where you'll do 4 of them. It's the other focal image from the Thankful Garden, right? So that's that one. And you'll need a sentiment and some colors. And this one opens up like this, right? So cool. So you get to see that pretty designer series paper on both sides. Really gets to showcase it. And we don't do a lot of yellow and orange. So kudos to us for getting some orange and yellow in for this one. Yay, Gina would be very proud. Okay, so you'll make 4 of this, 4 of this, 4, 4, and the 4. That makes 20 cards here that you'll have all the materials. The last card, you only make 2. And that's because the designer series paper is not conducive to getting 4 out of it. You'll only get 2, so 1 out of each sheet. And this opens like this, which is cool. Right? This is really detailed how we do this scoring. So you're going to want to make sure you watch the video to do this if you've never done this card. It took me 3 tries. Angelique, you'd laugh at me and Diane. It took us 3 tries to get this right. But we got it. We figured it out. So again, a focal image, and then that one comes from the mixed florals. So all in all, you'll make 22 cards. You'll get 22 envelopes. You get a pack of the butterflies, a roll of the ribbon, and a pack of the DSP. This class is $65 plus shipping. So it would be 65 plus the shipping is 13, so it makes it $78 if you want to do this class. But again, you're going to get 22 cards out of this, and very versatile. Birthday, thinking of you, thank you, wedding. Like I could even see these being wedding. This could be they could be wedding cards, retirement cards, graduation cards, right? Just beautiful cards. Oh, hello, Stephanie, dropping in to say hello. All right. So again, this one is the Bloom Impressions Stamp-A-Stack. Now, if you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, you get eligible for team pricing. And we're going to leave it at $22, but the mailing is not going to be $29. We are shipping full sheets of cardstock, right? So we're going to ship the full. So shipping is actually $11 plus 22, so it's $33, okay? Just for the cardstock. So just know that the team pricing is not correct. That $7 is a padded envelope that's smaller. With this, my team, if you sign up for this, you'll get like 2 sheets of shamrock. You'll get the white here. You'll get the 2 sheets of berry. You'll get, it ends up being like 22 pieces of cardstock. It'll be organized in a way that it'll be set up that this cardstock is first, and then this cardstock. So we're going to kit it so that it makes sense. But you also will have to cut your own cardstock for the class. So cutting the cardstock isn't going to be that complicated. If you guys looked at this, there's not a lot of crazy cuts. We're generally talking half sheets. We're talking quarter sheets, and then mats, and then some smaller mats. Really, there's not a lot of weird, crazy, fun folds. They're fun folds, but they're not the crazy, like I was talking to Angelique about this from the ocean fronts. Now, those were crazy fun folds. Those were intense fun folds. I don't think that these are going to be as intense or stressful as maybe the ocean friends might have been for some people. So yes, so that is the Stamp-A-Stack that is coming up in May. We are planning for 60. So it would be good if anybody wants to get signed up for this. And again, you guys, don't worry about, the main thing is to get signed up for classes right now. We'll figure out the we'll get you signed up, and then we'll tell you how much it is to send. Like, so we're not really worried about, like, I want to make sure my forecasts are right at this moment, right? Like, money's always it should be an important thing, but it's not the most important thing. To me, the most important is getting our forecast so that we don't disappoint people by saying that we don't have any left. That's what always makes me sad when I have to tell people no. Okay, so that's the extras in May. And then there's one more thing I want to share with you for me, and then I'll switch over to Gina's, and then I'm going to switch over to past classes. So in June is our next really big in-person and online event. Hi, Karen Woods. The Paper Palooza is $115. I'm sorry I didn't say that. The Paper Palooza is $115. My team pricing on the Paper Palooza is $105. That does include shipping for both, but just know I am trying to really get a good forecast on the Paper Palooza. So what we decided to do is that is the early bird pricing. If you sign up after May 12th, so May 13th or after, then it is increased by $5. We wanted to give a $5 discount on the front end for helping people like get their registrations in early so we could estimate. Because right now I have about 17 signed up for it. So I'm trying to figure out, do I make 30? Do I make 50? How many buttons how many pins do I order? How much of the attendance gift that is of a unique attendance gift, how much of that do I order, right? Because I don't want to be sitting with 20 or 30 of them left. So that's why we did $115 with shipping and $105 for the team. Now here's the deal. You also, with the Paper Palooza, have the option of picking when you want to do the event. You want to do it in June? Do you want to do it in July? Do you want to do it in August? Do you want to do it in September? We gave people flexibility on that because we do have the Stampin' Fun in the Sun that's set for June. And I get it. It's a lot. When you see all the classes, like Terry Costin said, she's like, I'll call you back when I take out a second mortgage on my house, right? So like, the last thing we want is for people to be spending all their bread money on stamping. But like, hey, we all have a choice on what we spend our money on, right? So you can choose bread or you can choose stamps. I would probably choose stamps, right? So over food will work for stamps, right? So that Paper Palooza, you have an option. When you do register via my online registration form, you can pick which month you want to pay for it and have it ship in. What we're going to do on the front end is when we're going to kit these cards, the 21 card kits, we're kitting them all at once. And so if I have, let's say, 30 people signed up for it, we might kit 48. And then hopefully gradually over the course of time, more people will still sign up to do it. I just don't have to sit and stop and kit more every time. I just want to get a good forecast on that. So the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is $120, which includes shipping for non-team members, and $110. And I'm going to drop the camera down and show you the projects for that. And can we pick up the Paper Palooza when we come for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun? Yes. That is my ultimate goal, is for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun to happen that first week of June. So it's June 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th. If you want to attend in person, or you could do it online, and there's creative presentations every day, and there'll be swap groups, so there'll be swaps that you guys can see. And for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun, the boxes, everything will mail after the event. So I think our shipping date is June 10th or 12th or something like that. But for those people who are attending in person, our ultimate goal is having Paper Palooza ready for porch pickup at the event. Right? And for those that need it mailed or want it mailed in June, we've decided, I talked to Jean Turbolig about this. People were Jean asked, well, can you mail the Stampin' Fun in the Sun with the Paper Palooza? I'm like, I could, but pricing is built into each one of those. And so I don't want people to be confused if they get this big box and everything is all disheveled. Like, you don't know what is what, right? So our general thought is in June and September, if you choose to add the Paper Palooza onto your monthly list of things you want, the Stampin' Fun in the Sun will not ship with the Paper Palooza. We're going to ship them separately in their own boxes. Now, if you add on anything in June, like the monthly class, the Let's Just Stamp, the Sweet class, or the ink, paper, scissors, we're going to ship that with your Stampin' Fun in the Sun, so that you can consolidate those other classes in the package. And Paper Palooza will be in its own box, okay? Just to keep it separate so you know which attendance gift went with which event, because the attendance gifts are going to be different, right? We're with two different things that we're doing, just happens to be that they're both offered in June. Now, for those that are getting the Paper Palooza in July or August, that can be your base class, and then you can add anything else to it, and you can save shipping on everything else that you add to that package. So we'll ship for July and August will add to your packages if you want them, and that's what you pick. So Karen said, so is there a form to fill out for Paper Palooza instead of telling you by email? Yes, I definitely want the Paper Palooza registration form filled out. So you guys, if you go to, all right, I just sent an email this morning. This should help a lot of people. I sent an email. If you guys get emails from me, great. If you don't, go to my website and get signed up for emails for me. I have an email. You guys, this is all new emails. Hang on. Just from this morning. Wait, this is just from 12 o'clock, you guys. So if you wonder how many emails I get, like this is emails, and a lot of this is legit, not fake stuff. But since noon, that's how many emails. So you guys, I am working through the emails. I try. Like, hang on. I sent an email about here, right? Nope, that's Christina Heiser. I wanted to show, maybe I already saved it in my Stampin' Up, nope, card classes. I want to show you what I did. This, right here. I sent this email this morning. It's called May Showcase and Free Shipping. This was an email I sent. I didn't mean for it to go at 1:30 this morning. I meant to schedule it for 5:30 and I messed that up. But at the bottom of this email, and I'm going to include this on every email that I can possibly think of going forward, it's going to be called Navigation Station. What, where, when, how much. And in here is Stampin' Fun in the Sun, click here. Paper Palooza, click here. Product Shares, click here. DSP Sampler, click here. In Color Club, click here. Wounded Warrior Project, click here. Eventually, when I create the event for the Autumn Creative Escape, it'll be in here. But so Karen, you just asked, you could click on Paper Palooza. It takes you to my events calendar. And here's the event. And if you scroll down just a little bit, there it says here, registration for the Paper Palooza can be made by clicking here, right? So this is your sign-up form. Please fill this out because that will help me understand what month you want it and how you're planning to pay for it and which one you're signing up for. Now, for those of you, so that's perfect, right? So for those of, that'll help me know what you want for the Palooza. But for those of you who send me one total every month, like let's say you're going to get your list of May stuff together and you know you want the Palooza in June, you could include, you wouldn't want to include your Palooza yet because you don't need to pay for your Palooza until you pay for your June things. That's what's going to happen. Nobody needs to pay for the Palooza now unless they really want to. Then include it in your May list and we'll make sure to include it in there, right? But again, Paper Palooza is, it's slated for June, July, August, September, whenever you want it. And honestly, if we have any left yet for in October, November, we'll still have it then. So, okay, hopefully that helps. So there is a registration form for it. There's also a registration form for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. There is not a registration form for the DSP Sampler or the Product Shares. For those, you just sign up for them. All right, so for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun, you'll get this awesome black envelope that fits your card here. And this is called a scrapbooking card. And I will say, Amanda Waldhart and I designed these together a couple weeks ago. We've been collaborating on some projects, and it's always the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. She offers this as the sweet demo day. So if you're a customer of Amanda Waldhart's as well, you could pick if you want Amanda or for me. And this is the scrapbooking card. So when you open it up, it has thinking of you brings a smile to my face. And then it opens up this way. And then it opens this way. And all your cardstock will be prepped for you. But that's so cool. Like all the black, the pink, the blue, the white, we'll have that all cut. You'll have to cut, and this will be embossed as well for you, which reminds me, I got to give that to Rhonda for embossing. But you'll cut your own designer paper and you'll cut your flowers. And then on the inside, it says thinking of you. But again, you can stamp whatever you want. This is meant for you to add pictures to it or to scrapbook and journal this, adding pictures of, let's say you want to give it to your daughter or give it to your mom or your granddaughter or your grandchild or who it's, it's a lot of flowers, so it's a little feminine, right? So whoever you want to give it to though, it's meant for you to add potential pictures. You could also on your own add other labels to write on it, right? You could journal in this, right? So that's your scrapbooking card, right? So it's like a 3D project meets a card. And then another 3D project that we have for you is this little book. And it gets tied shut, right? But when you open it, it has 4 envelopes that you're going to be able to add your designer series paper to make them match the cards, right? So you have this card right here that is a gatefold, right? I'm not going to open these all up, but it's a gatefold, which goes with this envelope. And then this pretty card goes with this envelope. So this would be a great gift for somebody. It would be a great, like if you're hosting a baby shower or a bridal shower, like if you give the gifts away at the end, like this would be a great gift. I think I messed them up. That one goes there and then this one goes here. So this is a box that you'll make, plus you'll have the materials, the card kits, I should say, to make the 4 cards, and you'll have the envelopes and you'll use so with this goodie bag, the goodie bag for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is not like an escape. For the escapes, you get product share goodie bags, where it's a sampling of everything from the DSP ribbon embellishments. The Stampin' Fun in the Sun, we don't do that because we don't have everything until May 6th. And so when we designed the Stampin' Fun in the Sun, we designed with what we got off a pre-order. So for this, you get designer series paper. You get 4 half packs of designer series paper, 2 packs of embellishments, and a roll of ribbon plus a yard of ribbon. That's your goodie bag. And then you also get your attendance gift. You'll get pillow gifts, and you'll get prize patrol. So this is an event as well. So these are the projects, and it comes as you can attend in person or you can get it mailed to you. There's also a private YouTube class where I will do each one of these projects as a unlisted video that will be put into the PDF tutorial. So I'll be going live 4 different times to do these projects, okay? And then there's also creative presentations for this event that are private to this group. So you'll have 5 creative presentations from 5 of my amazing, sometimes team and sometimes not team. So yes, okay, so this is project number 2, is this. So the book itself is a project, I guess you could say, too, and then making the cards is going to be like a project in and of itself. We featured from this one, hi Mary Carls, we featured this one, Pretty Flowers bundle and Impressions of Bloom Flowers. So those are some of the things we used. But you can see by this, you really only need sentiments. There's not a lot of stamping, and if it is, it's floral stuff. So we threw in an in color class here. So this one is so cool. This one is like, they go like this, and they're each of the in colors. So this one's featuring the Darling Duckling. This one features Strawberry Slush. This one features Secret Sea with Timid Tiger. And this one's Cloud Cover with Secret Sea. And then we also featured, this one is Cloud Cover with Secret Sea. So this is another little great class that, it's a mini class. So all you need are sentiments, and then you'll use your designer paper, and then your card bases and mats and all this die cutting is done for you as part of the class. So the mini class is like a little in color class. And again, we didn't have the new DSP for the 6x6, so we had to work with, this is the Impressions of Bloom designer paper. Then one more class, mini class. I will give credit where credit is due too, here in the bottom. So Pat Smothers sent me this card, and so we totally cased it. It was super cool. And Dawn Ablett gave me this card, which was super pretty, and we cased that. So this was cased for this class, and the big one is cased for here. So on this one, we used that stamp set that is called Bloomin' Phrases, but any sentiment will work on here. And that is your fun mixed drinks card. And on the inside, we made it a big birthday wishes. It features with you in mind for that big happy birthday. And then we have this beautiful card, and you'll need a sentiment and some sort of background on there. All the die cutting, you guys, Tammy and her mom are on it. They're almost done with all the die cutting. So at the moment, I was planning for 120. We have 90 people signed up. So I have 30, quote unquote, 30 spots left. But there are 80 people that did this event with me last year that haven't, as of right now, registered. So if that's one of you and you're seeing this stuff now, you better let me know, because I'm at a point where we could easily have Tammy and her mom or any of my helpers. We could plan for about 20 more. I just want to know that now versus too late, right? Hi, Elaine Rebeck. I just got your message that you dropped off the swap cards. Thank you so much. So here's the last business size card. And just no worries, you guys, if you're wondering about envelopes, we already bought the envelopes to go with this. So these are some white business size envelopes so that your cards have an envelope. And this is, to me, regular postage as long as it's under an ounce, because this is like if a business would mail you a bill, this is the size it would be, right? So it shouldn't be extra postage unless your card is over an ounce for these. The square card, I'd say hand deliver. That is a thick unit right here. You do not want to be putting that in a mail unless it's in a bubble mailer. Oh man, I just ordered the PDF for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun now, and I want all the kits too. How do I add this on? What do I owe? I already paid for the PDF. Yes, Karen, I know you already sent me $30 for the PDF. And I felt really bad when I saw you and Sue Esworthy signed up for the online no box option, which that is a possibility, you guys. You have for this class, you can have it all, right? And it's $120. Or if you're on my team, it's $110. And if you don't want the materials or the kits, but you'd like to get the PDF tutorial and have access to the Facebook group with the creative presentations, that was $30. So Karen Woods, what happens is we just need to, I don't know if you can edit your registration, but I can edit your registration. If you send me a note, say, please change it to the whole thing. And you've already sent me 30, so 120 minus 30 is 90. So you would just have to pay the difference of the 90 and you get it all. Okay, so no problem, you guys. We're easy, we're crafters, we change our mind all the time. So I totally get it, 100%. So I thought, you guys, this is gonna be amazing. So for you to attend in person, like the goal is that you'll have everything made ahead of, like before you leave for the day, or you're set up that you can finish it relatively easy at home. Again, you guys, I say this a lot. Again, we generally we try to do a lot of stamping without actually using focal images. If you catch that, we use a lot of things that are very versatile, like sentiments or background images. So in this case, anybody who does this event with me, if you're wondering what stamp sets they are, we generally used these 3 and then with you in mind. But any sentiments that you have at home will work. So Karen, what we want to make sure we do for you, so the registration for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is due in May. I think I have it that it's by May 13th. So we want to make sure, because I've already started to buy supplies for this, so I need to the registration money to help offset some of those expenses. So for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun, the registration is due by May 13th, May 9th. I think it's May 9th, because there's a swap also with this. So I want to make sure I can get back to people with the swap totals. So registration with payment for Stampin' Fun in the Sun is due by May 9th. So we want to make sure anybody who wants Stampin' Fun in the Sun, we get that built into your May list, right? So Palooza can be June, July, August, September, but the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is for May. And what else? If there are any left after May 9th, though, you can, if there are sets left, you can still pay for it after May 9th. But anybody who does want to get registered for it, we want to make sure we get you registered and paid in May. Okay, you'll pay today. Perfect. Awesome. And just reference that it's the balance due. And you can send me an email. Just say, I sent you the $90 for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. So Stampin' Fun in the Sun would be your base for any classes for shipping in June, not May, just so you know that. DSP samplers, back to that too. You guys, the DSP samplers, if you're getting the Stampin' Fun in the Sun with me, the samplers can ship with you in June, and then it's only $2 extra for shipping versus the $11 for shipping that it would be in May. So that's always good if you're not in quite a hurry for it. I'm gonna share with you the inspiration for my little book thing here. I did this back in probably 2018 or 19, whenever this fruit set was here, but we cased this idea. We thought it was I found this when I cleaned up in my green room. I found this that I had made. It was a class, so we kind of cased some of these cards to do it. So this was the old version of it. I found this in a box, you guys. So we brought it out of the archives. All right, so let's get that in here. I do also want to share with you, I've got Gina's stuff here. So Gina has class coming up soon. This one is, let's see, I haven't even looked at, I can't wait. I'm so excited to see this. You guys, it's time for a drink of water. It's been 2 hours. Hang on. A lot of hot air moves my mouth. So Gina does a morning create class. So if you're on the, I don't have it print. At the back end of my schedule, when you print it, Gina has a section. After this section right here, Gina's got a section with her stuff. So she does a morning create class. And it's oh my goodness. Look at this purple butterfly. Morning create is Monday, April 28th. Oh, this is coming up on Monday. Oh man. Okay. 3 cards, $19 plus shipping. Looks like it uses sketched butterflies, if I had to guess. So you would need to have the stamps, I think, for that. Happy Mother's Day, world's greatest bonus aunt. I love it. Cool. And then look at this sunrise, sunset. Ooh, so pretty. Wishing you a beautiful day. So you'd need to do your ink blending, and then she did a little splotchiness there. Her gem, I don't think belongs right there. I don't know exactly where it was, but maybe I'll put it right there. Okay. Very cool. Happy Mother's Day. And then, oh, look at this. Everyday Arches. She did a rainbow with a sun here. Very pretty, soft and delicate. A happy birthday. Very cool. So that's Gina's morning crate, you guys. She's going to be doing this live on Monday morning, and she has kits available. She's got it in person at 11 a.m., online at 9. Right, so that's her first class that I can show you. And her scrapbooking. This is her April scrapbook. So she's doing this next week, Wednesday the 30th. So this is still an April class that she's got. Oh, wow. Look at that. Interesting. I think that's gorgeous. Look at all these die cuts. So cool. It's a 2-page spread. So she went a little heavy on the die cutting and embossing. Wow. So when you get a class with her, you get all your die cut pieces too, right? Anything embossed. If it's a focal image, we can't stamp and die cut it, right? So you get a piece big enough. But for this stuff, you get all of that is a lot of circles. I love it. And then you would add your pictures to it. You need to supply your own white cardstock for the back, but otherwise all the stuff that comes on it is part of the kit that you get with her. So isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's her next Thursday, and she still has kits available for that. And then she has another class ready here. This is her card buffet. She's doing 6 cards. It's in person on Sunday, May 4th. You can choose 3 or 6 and any mixture of them. And the cost for 3 is $19, 6 is $32. Online, she's doing 6 cards. I think you got to do all 6 cards. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how she does it. You get all 6 cards for it plus shipping. It's $32 plus shipping. She's got 4 of the 6 done. So there's 2 more coming, okay? So this is Gina's card buffet. You guys, Gina's information, you can find Gina's contact information at the top of this calendar is her phone number, okay? And then, ooh, that's pretty. Love it. Okay, very good. And that uses the with you in mind. Ooh, some drinky drinks. Cute. With a little umbrella. Cheers. Love it. She used that new corrugated embossing folder back there. It's a lovely embossing folder. And a sailing card. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Cool. So she did the whole embossing folder, and then she has a white sailboat that she'll give you, and then you have to stamp on there. You're destined for great things. Very cool. And look at this one is the week adventure, something adventures, scenic adventures. Let the journey begin. Very cool. She stellaed up. I don't know if you guys can see the stella. Oh yeah, you can kind of see the stella on the tree. It's very cool. Nice. Little mountains in the background. Super cool. So that's 4 of the 6 for her card buffet. Good job, Gina. Nice, nice, nice. I also have for you some cards from Carissa and from Julie Bierschbach. So you guys, if you recall, Carissa had an amazing class that was featuring scenic adventures, and it's gone. You guys sold her out. She doesn't have any of that left, but I'm pretty sure she didn't tell me she was out of this one. She has this Floral Delight, which is her April class that she featured. And so I believe she has some of this class left if you'd like to get this one from her. And it's $20 porch pickup from the Hive or $26 mailed. And here's Chris's contact information. So she has this one. Now, the other one, again, the weekend Scenic Adventures is gone. She's like sold out. I think she ended up with 28 kits that like blew our mind, which is awesome. That looks like a Tyler card minus the Stella. Oh, yes, exactly. It's definitely. If you sign up for the class, Fun in the Sun, for $120, do you have to participate in the card swap? Absolutely not. Hi, Elaine Schneider. Hi, Lisa Left Framboys. No, Becky, swapping is always 100% optional. You don't have to do it. And I will be honest with you, I have 90 people who have filled out the registration form already. I'd have to say only about 10 people are swapping. So it's very low numbers. In case you guys are worried about overcommitting, that it might be like 20 cards. It's not. It's going to be maybe 5 or less, or even maybe 6, depending on the swap group. So you do not have to, though. Swapping is always optional with anything that I do. Never do anything that you don't want to do. And if swapping isn't your thing, you don't have to do it. So, okay, just make sure you put none at this time when you do fill out the form. All right, so Julie Bierschbach teaches classes here in person and at her house. She has her May cards here. They're called Be Creative class, and she's featuring trusty tools. And so these are her, if you want to do this in person with her, or get the kits to go, you can reach out to her. She is also one where if you get the kits to her, it's only $2 extra for adding them to my package that I have going out for you. So you could add on this class, or any of Gina's, as long as they have the kits to me before the shipment goes out. You would just have to coordinate with them. You would need to tell them, hey, I have a package that Christine is shipping out on, my shipments are going out on May 8th. So they would just need to make sure that they're here by May 8th, okay? That's a lot, you guys. That was a lot. Was that enough? Did you guys see enough new stuff coming out? I don't even know how many cards that is, but that was all new stuff or currently in the process of happening this month yet. Carissa said 36 card kits, not 28. Wow. She has 36 that signed up for her class, which was pretty phenomenal, you guys. That was awesome. Good job, Carissa. You made some beautiful cards. I can't wait to make them with you on May 10th. Okay, so we've rocked and rolled through past stuff. I'm going to take about 15 to 20 more minutes to show you past stuff. In case you're new to me and you didn't know I did card classes, you might want to stick around. For those of you who aren't new to me but don't know I have all these things available, you might stick around. It'll probably take another 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm going to kind of roll through what I have. But before I do that, I want to share with you some things that I keep forgetting to share with you. They are my exclusive items. So if you go to my Beekeeper's Guide, ooh, that wasn't good. Almost knocked that over. If you go to my Beekeeper's Guide to the tools section right here, page 102, I've got some exclusive tools that we sell here that Stampin' Up doesn't provide. One of them is a cloth garbage that Annette makes these, a bow maker that Rich Petrie makes. These I just get off of Amazon, but I have them here in case anybody needs one. They're like a couple bucks. If I could always add that to your package. We have a Be Happy Stampers Tool Caddy, a Be Happy Caddy, and then the liquid glue holder. So it's on page 102 of the Beekeeper's Guide. And this is what they look like. I just thought I'd share them with you. This is the caddy that I use that's sitting right here with all my stuff in it. It holds everything that I use, and that's generally it. I know that some people don't use as many scissors or maybe don't use the liquid glue, but you could always fill them with something else. But this is generally how it's designed. So that's the Be Happy. Here I have the bow maker, so you guys can see what that looks like. And I have all of these cloth garbages. I probably have 50 of them, all different colors and patterns. And what happens is these hang down. I'm not going to okay, it hangs here, and then you can drop your garbage into it. And these are all on display along my back bay window. So if anybody's ever interested in these, what I generally do with you is a FaceTime. We'll get together on the Facebook Messenger, and we will have the video showing. You don't have to show me you. I don't care if you show me you or not, but what I want to do is show you what cloth garbages are available, and then you could pick out the pattern or patterns you want. So it works out great if you're looking for a special gift for somebody that you know their favorite color. You could always add this to your bag that you have your package going out, like for just $1 extra for shipping, because it's pretty light. So amazingly organized. I definitely try. All right. So I'm going to rock and roll through past classes. I'll try to tell you, you'll see how many we have left, or maybe I won't necessarily be able to show you. Oh, I have another class coming up here. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. We have class tomorrow, you guys, in case you don't know that. At 1 o'clock, we're going to be doing the In Color retirement class, and there are 5 cards for it. You get a combination. There's 2 different patterns, and you're going to get 5 cards, and you'll get one of each of the In Colors. So, like, they're all not, like, organized, I guess you could say. Like, you're either going to get one of these, one of these, one of the blue ones, one of the grays, and but I don't know what everybody gets because we just laid them all out. I just know you have one of each of the colors. And you either have 2 of the one pattern and 3 of the other, or vice versa. So this is tomorrow at 1, and I have a bunch of these available yet too. So what we're going to do tomorrow is make 5 cards, and there'll be one of each of the colors. Do I have bee themed? I do, Judy Sharp. I do have bee themed garbages. I didn't bring them over here at the moment, but they are over there. So you just have to let me know when you're ready, if you want to look at it. And I'll take a picture of it for you. Okay, so let's start going through past classes. I do have the April, what is this? This was March's monthly class. I have some of this available. Yes, I do have March monthly class. So this one was, you could pay for it or you could get it free with an order. So I do have availability of the March, April class. March monthly class. This one is, as you can see here, generally what I have left, like every 3 of these is available for a spot. So we have, this is the Simply Zinnia class that was offered in January. So we have plenty of that available. You would need some sort of focal floral. So we got lots of that one. Okay. Then I have here the, complete with a cat fur, the Hearts of Elegance Sweet class from January. It was these 4 cards. I'm down to 1, 2, 3, maybe like 6 of that one. And then the Sweet class that was in November featured Season of Elegance, and it was these 4 cards. And I'm down to about 6 of that one too. So we're getting down to the end on these 2 classes. All right. Then the Changing Leaves Let's Just Stamp from last September were these 3 cards. And I have 2 of that class left. Okay, so just 2 of this. You would need some stamps, right? You have to stamp and then die cut them yourself. So we gave everybody pieces. So it'd be helpful if you had that stamp set. Oh, Becky loves the caddy she got. Great. I also have Let's Just Stamp here from February, featured Memorable Blooms. I have maybe, if I had to guess, there's like 8 there. So we have Memorable Blooms from February available. Looks like that. You would need some sort of floral images. All right, so that's that box. Then this box features the Floral Delight Sweet class. And I have this many left. I don't know, that must be 18, that would be my guess. So quite a few. And somebody just signed up for it yesterday. So they go slowly but surely. That's my favorite one right there. But you didn't need anything but sentiments primarily for this one. So really pretty, cheerful yellow daisy floral delight cards. All right, so that is the Sweet class that was from February. And before I forget, this guy's over here. I don't want to forget this one. This was the Stamp-A-Stack that we did back in February on the 28th, where you got gems. You made 5 bags, 5 tags, 5 little mini 3x3 cards, and we did 15 birthday cards or thinking of you cards. And so I still have maybe like 20 of this class still available. I had a lot of people that got the PDF tutorial afterwards, but by the time you buy the tutorial, you could have a little bit more and you could get all the card kits and all your bases, all your mats. For this one, everything was scored for you. You really just had to cut a little bit of your designer series paper. So we had 15 card kits that were the regular size, 5 tags, 5 little 3x3s. You got a roll of the ribbon. So that class, I still have maybe about 20 available for that, if I had to guess. Okay, then on this class right here, this was the January monthly class. I have tons. This is a lot to me. There's probably like 20 here. And it featured 2 that were more, oh, they're all pink kind of. Maybe it was too Valentine's Day-y for people. But it was lots of hugs and kisses, happy anniversary, and then this one had a plant on it. So you really didn't need a lot of sentiments. You just needed sentiments and 1 focal image is really what I meant to say there. So that was the January monthly class. Nancy Sue Valencia, where do I find the price for these kits? So I will tell you right now, this is the easiest way for you guys, for these past classes that I'm going through right now. If you go to my website, right, cardsbycrispy.com, go to the resources link. Underneath the resources, it has past classes available. I have it broken down into groups. Ink, paper, scissors, 3 card classes, 4 to 5 card classes, fee-based classes. The Winter Escape is still available. The Autumn one I think is gone now. Yay. Thank you to Margene Eskelson. And then I have order-based classes. All of these black bolded titles are hyperlinks. If you click on it, it takes you to my class, right? It takes you to the class. And you can toggle back and forth. And so like that was the sale-a-bration hoorah rah. Each one of these, if it's here for the most part, it should be available. I just went through and updated it last night. And again, you can click Winter Creative Escape. It takes you right to it. If you're seeing multiple past classes that you want, what I would recommend you do is send cbcenroll@gmail.com an email and list out the things that you want. And what we could do is consolidate so that you're not paying $6 for shipping on everything. You'd pay your base price on one thing, and then it's basically $2 extra for everything afterwards. So we consolidate shipping for you guys. Who hates, nobody loves to pay shipping. And right now is the best time. If you place your order with Stampin' Up, you get free shipping. Okay, so that was the January monthly class. Okay, so then in this bucket right here, I have, this was the Stamp-A-Stack. I think I have 7 or 8 left of the Little Bit Festive Stamp-A-Stack. So this made 14 cards. And it used that paper, that really pretty paper. Oh, I lost a tree somewhere. Oh, I wonder where that came from. Oh, that's from the MS benefit. I'll have to figure out where that is off of. Okay, so this is 14. So if you guys are getting ready now to start working on some Christmas cards and you missed out on this class last year, you could get in on it. I still have, it's like I have the packets for I think 7 or 8 more of these. So that's the Little Bit Festive Stamp-A-Stack. And then for the Otter class, oh man, oh there he is. The Otters class, this was in January. So this is still an order-based class till at least July 1st. After 6 months, we convert this order-based class into a fee-based class. But I have 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I have some left and sometimes I don't. I have, it looks like 6 or 7 here. So the Otters one, you only needed to basically have sentiments as well. Because you got your designer series paper is included in the kit here. So you could cut your critters and you cut your own designer paper. So this was the order-based class. It was free with a $60 order or $40. And that is how many I have left. So come July, like if you're on the fence, like, gosh, I wish I could get that, but I didn't want to place an order, wait till July 1st. And if there are any left, then you could be able to get in on that. What is that? A Little Bit Festive. Okay, so that's what's in this box. Then in this box, I have 2 classes to show you. This one is the With You in Mind, Let's Just Stamp. I have like 6 or 7, 8 left of that. So that was a little gate fold, and this one folds up like that. And then this is a normal card. And so very bright and cheerful with our purple-liciousness. And so this is, again, like I've been saying, probably since November, we've seen a slight decline in class attendance. So a lot of this stuff is from November and on, and we don't have a lot of stuff prior to that. I mean, we do, but not as much. This was the July monthly class. We had that many left, and these are the cards. So there were some dragonflies that got stamped, some clouds got stamped, some background stuff, but otherwise you just needed sentiments for this one. So that was the July monthly of last year. The Christmas card class was awesome. I definitely agree with you. That was a fun one. All right, this one, we've got a few left of the October Let's Just Stamp, maybe like 4 of them here. This was our red, white, and blue class, and it featured these 4 cards. We were coming out of the Wounded Warrior benefit, and we designed these cards to be patriotic-ish, right? But they wouldn't have to be. This could have been Christmassy. This could have been, you could have changed your flower color just a little bit too, but that's not very, if you take it away from itself, it's just a pretty flower card, right? So we've got maybe 4 of that one left. And then the Let's Just Stamp that featured Artful Amaryllis was from November, and maybe like 8 left, right? So this was what, oh, there's a leaf there. Okay, gotta think about that. Floating leaf. All right, so there's that. Oh, I know where that leaf came from. That comes from this one. I know, that leaf comes from this. There's a card in here that has a gold leaf, right? It's that card right there. I wonder if it's from that card. Okay, so we'll have to think about you. So we're gonna leave you right there. And so that was Let's Just Stamp Artful Amaryllis. And I've got some in this box, just like 4 or 5 of this one. This was the monthly class from February of last year. You got one or the other. So you either got blue or coral, just depends on what kit you got. This one was a little bit of ink, a blending brush, and then I've got the peacock card with wild ferns. So there's like 4 or 5. I have just 2 left of this in color retirement class, and it features Simply Sparkling, and all you needed are sentiments for on the outside and the inside. And it was the in colors that retired last year. So down to a couple of those. And then this was Little Dreamers and Timeless Arrangements. This was August of 23, actually. There's only 2 left of this one. So it was the Little Dreamers. You needed a focal image. And then this one had a fish that was die cut paper. You have to flossy cut it out, but it was paper. And then something for seaweed to stamp. But this was that guy. That was August of 23, and there's 2 left of that. There's 1 left of the April of last year, featuring these cards. Beach Days, Encircled in Nature, and Everyday Details. Okay, so 1 little lonely guy there. And then for this one, the August monthly, there's 3 left of, this was last year's August. Our little yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, right? And then our Seaside Wishes, and then the fishing one again, where you had to stamp a fish and a sentiment. So there's 3 of that one. Otherwise, that box is almost done. And this one has 2 classes. Oh, I did this already. And then this has just 1 in it. But there's quite a few of this. This was our Let's Just Stamp from December called Poise Peony. So you needed some sort of floral images and to make those cards. And like, there's a ton here. Like, I think you guys took time off in December for the holidays. And we didn't get the memo. But yeah, there's probably like 20 there. And then this was the Regal Winter Suite class that was in December. And again, you guys went off on vacation and holiday, and we didn't get the memo when we over forecasted. So, but these are such pretty cards, you guys. Oh my goodness. So these are still available for anybody who still places orders to get your class, get cards, kits for free. This is one that is available. A lot of these are free with an order, or you could pay for them. Such pretty ones. You would need some floral images though with this. So that was the Suite class. Then I have some other ones that are available. This is the Sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah class, which was a fun fold. So this was like a very similar fold that we're doing for the next Stamp Attack, but this is a hot dog style, but it opens like this, like an accordion. So it was that fold, and you guys might recognize this. This was from the Share, Create, Inspire that we just did. And then this fold right here, that, and then this guy right here. So that one, I have, I think, 3 left of this fun fold. And the Timeless, Twisted in Time order-based class, that was earlier this month. I have maybe 7 or 8 left of this one. And you needed a tree stamp for that. And then a sentiment for that one. And then that one just a sentiment. And then that one was my favorite. I love it. And you had enough left over to do a couple of your envelope flaps. So this is order-based, though. So you can only get that one free with a minimum order. So that's those guys. And I have another order-based class that was in October of last year called Sentimental Christmas. Now, this is that one where if you want to pay for this one, you can. It no longer needs to be an order. So these were some awesome Christmas-inspired cards. So that one, again, you could pay for these now versus placing an order because it's over 6 months. And that's my favorite one out of all of them. It was so pretty. And I shouldn't say it was. It is so pretty. All right, so that's the Sentimental Christmas, and I can move that now out of the order only. This was the catalog launch party, which was in the beginning of January. And I've got maybe 8 left of this one, too. So that goes like that. This was our tube card that opens like this, and then like that. And our rainbow card, which was an easel card, like that, with a matching envelope. And then our little mushroom was like a little flippy floppy thing here. So, all right, so that is the Sale-a-bration catalog launch party that was in early January. About 8 of that left. Okay, I'm not done. There's a few more yet. And I mentioned about the shares, the paper shares, the ribbon shares, that. And I also have here from the Winter Creative Escape. I have about 7 left of the Winter Creative Escape. It included a goodie bag, which had your paper, your embellishments, and ribbons, which are right here. So it was your goodie bag with a prize patrol, a little attendance gift, it was a speaker was your personalized attendance gift. So this is that awesome Bluetooth speaker. So this was part of that registration for the escape. And then another little pillow gift that had, it was really cute. We did some personalized Kleenex packs here, sending Sunshine Love Big Hugs. And then it was 9 card kits. So you got a pack like this, which includes all your card kits. And we got to put embellishments on this one yet, but it was these 9 cards. So that's what the kits are for. So it was 9 card kits and a goodie bag, and there was 8 creative presentations. There was 9 display boards that you guys will have access to a private Facebook group with this. So there's 9 left of the Winter Creative Escape. So that's still out there. And I have one more box of cards, which is one more box. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hang on. Let me go see where this box is. It has all of, it's got to be right in front of my face. It's got all of the leftover ink, paper, scissors that I have. So, just give me 30 seconds here. I gotta figure out where I set this box. Not there. There's a kitten. I have it. Okay, found it. The last box I have is primarily going to be the ink, paper, scissors classes that I have left, and maybe a few others. I already showed you that one, so we're done there. Ink, paper, scissors. So there's beautiful butterflies from March. This was March's. This is still available. So ink, paper, scissors from March is the beautiful butterflies, okay? Then I have Feeling Goods. It was a game night from last July. So Feeling Good game night. I've got like 6 or 7 left of this one. All you needed were some big words, or you could stamp focal images in those spots too. So I've got that one. Oh, here's the, I was looking for this. The festive stamp stack here. I was looking for that. We already went through these, so we're good with that. I have the To Market ink, paper, scissors that featured lots of flowers and produce. So I've got some of those available. I've got Forever Love ink, paper, scissors, which was from last February. I've got maybe a dozen of this one. And that guy, great for wedding cards. Masterfully Made, I think I'm down to 2 on this one. 2, 1 or 3, something like that. But it was really cool. We did some different paper techniques with 2 of the cards. And so very bright and cheerful. So that was Masterfully Made. You didn't really need a lot of focal stamps. I may or may not have one left of the hibiscus. I gotta get through my emails. I don't remember. I have one left physically, but I don't know if it's for somebody. So I can't really commit this. But if somebody's interested in it, you could always message me and say, hey, if you do have that one left, I'm interested in it. They're so pretty. Featuring that Hearts of Elegance Designer Series paper. This was the game night for December. All right, so that one, I have potentially one, not so certain. Season of Chic, I think I'm down to 1 or 2 of this one as well. So winding down, and this was like July or June of last 2023. I have an abundance of this one, which was 8 cards. I thought that you guys would go ham over this, and well, you did, but not as much as I thought. This was 8 cards, and they were fun. 2 of them were fun folders, or a bunch were fun folds. So very pretty. Your autumn, and this paper did carry over. You had 2 gate folds that look like this, and then there were 4 that weren't fun folds, but so like that. They're really pretty. And then this was your puzzle. I call these the puzzle cards, where it goes like that. So there were 4 fun folds, and then there are 4 that weren't fun folds. And so this guy, again, opens like that. It's really cool. I don't know. I have like 20 of this one left. So it was really crazy that there was that many left, especially when there was 8 cards. And maybe it was a lot of cards. I don't know. Okay, so that was the Splendid Autumn ink, paper, scissors from last September. I have 1 left, thanks to Sue Deppis, who took my second last one. Now I'm down to 1 left of the Mediterranean Blooms. One lonely little soldier from the Mediterranean Blooms. And this one was a cool little, regular fold. This one, though, was this fold, like where it goes like this. And they had matching envelopes, and then you got your citrus fix with this class. So there's one left now of that guy. And I think there's 2 or 3 left of my iconic celebration, which was 6 card kits. It was last October's ink, paper, scissors. And so that we had our wedding card, which is an iconic celebration, our Christmas card, our Valentine's Day card, our autumn card, or Thanksgiving. Oh, deer's calling. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. And then fireworks for the New Year's. And then we have our snowflakes for the holidays. So that one, I think I'm down to 2, maybe 3. I know Sue Deppis just took 1. So I had 3. I think I'm down to 2 if I had to guess. All right. So if you guys saw anything that you were interested, I haven't been watching comments for a little while because I've been showing all this stuff. If you guys are interested in any of these card classes, you got to make sure you send a list to us so that we can figure out what you want, make sure that we give you some consolidated pricing to save on shipping, and then it makes it a lot easier because you save a little bit. And then we move some card kits out of here. Okay. I feel like that's been a long live. 2.5 hours. Okay. Thank you for resending the PDF email. I have it now. Great. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, you betcha. Mary, I'm just going to see if I missed any comments from you guys. Mary Novak said, okay, so I saw that one. Gwen Simmons, the Mediterranean kit was fun. I enjoyed that one. Good. Yeah, so you guys, isn't it fun to see some of the past classes? Doesn't it feel like a blast from the past? It makes me, so all these are like little children to me. Making a card is like making a baby, kind of like they've become yours. And so seeing these come back, it's always sad after a class is done because I feel like you've put all this time and energy into it, and then you're done with class and it goes away, kind of like that you don't see it anymore. So by seeing some of these past classes, it makes me feel like I'm bringing my children back to life. You guys get to see them again with me, so it's fun. Okay, so Carmen said the changing leaf stamp and die sets are on the last, discounted quite a bit. Oh, so that's a good thing to know. So that last chance she said there's a last chance on the changing leaves, and I have 2 of those kits left. So if you get them on last chance and want to do that class with me, you still have the opportunity to make some awesome cards with it. So the price for the kits then, Nancy Sue. Generally, that's always written on my schedule here, or this document here. So like the prices are all noted on here, but also where I showed you in my website, if you go to the actual class, you'll also see the prices. And just know that whatever they say on there, if they include shipping, they'll be less, because we usually just add $2 on for the consolidation because the package weighs more, that it's not going to be the full $6 or $7 for shipping. Okay. Do you ever put some of these in your stamp sales? No, Elaine, I do not. Last chance plus free shipping. Oh, it's a win-win. Carmen Sanders says it's a win-win. I don't generally ever put past classes in my I don't put them in the used stamp sale. I don't, because I feel like they're at a point, like I've gotten quite a few now, but I generally, like before November, I really didn't have a lot of past classes. If you guys looked at that, there's only maybe 4 or 5 total classes that are prior to last summer. Everything is July, August, and then a lot, so just a few from July, August, and then it started in September when we were over forecasting. So it's a relatively new thing for me that I've got this many card kits, but every time I show off on a live, I end up with people that reach out to me to get them, and little by little, I work through them. So I've never had to put them in a used stamp sale. And what I do is if anybody is ever traveling by or wanting past class, people stop in and they can look at the past classes. So Elaine, if you're ever wanting to come in person and look through some of these, I would be able to do that for you too, so that we set aside some time and you can come actually physically see the card kits. And Elaine, by the way, you've placed like 3 orders with me in the last month and a half, and I've got those orders flagged that you technically need to pick out some free classes. So I'd love for us to get that buttoned up and move out a few classes here from some of your orders that you placed with me. So speaking of the one asking that question, let's make that happen for you, okay? And Sue said, I saw a few more kits that I'd like to talk to. Perfect, Sue. So Sue hooked me up last week with getting some past classes, which was awesome. And Julie said, I'm working on your winter escape this weekend. Very cool. Good, good, good. Hopefully you got it and it makes sense, and you got access to I think you have access to the Facebook group now. So I think we got that squared away. All right, you guys, it's about 2:45. That's crazy. Like how fast this time just flew by. And I kind of had a feeling this would happen, but there's a lot coming up, and I don't want you guys to ever feel overwhelmed or burdened with how much stuff we're doing. It just means that we're giving you lots of options, and you guys, when you have lots of options, that is a great thing. If you don't have lots of options, then that's not so exciting. So the fact that you have lots of options, just don't be overwhelmed by it. The other thing too, and you guys, this is my broken record speaking, that it's hard to stay kept up with a lot of the emails. So just know that if you do need something faster than a response that if I haven't responded to you, you can send the email again. And you guys just saw from noon on, I had about 30 emails. So it takes me a little bit to get through emails, and I don't always get through them. And I know there are emails probably from January and February and March that I haven't looked at yet. But at some point I sit down and I start to I'll crack it out of them one by one. And then it's like I need to be sitting for 3 to 4 hours in my emails, and then I can make a dent in them. And I don't always have that time to just do the onesie twosies. And so where I can, I do. And if you guys ever need faster, quicker questions, make sure to give me a call. You guys, usually if I see the phone ring, I will respond to it. So Tyra Marshall, you called yesterday. I'll give you a call back this afternoon. The other thing too is making sure that if you want to sign up for classes that are online classes, that you're paying for them, and you want to send a list, get that to cbcenroll@gmail.com. Carissa is really good at helping me stay organized with all that. She's going to help me prepare the response so that all I have to do is basically read it, get my book logged, and then send out the email. So that'll keep us going a little bit smoother too. So, okay, take a deep breath. I think we're good. So you guys, I'll be live at 6 o'clock. Okay, so that is in like 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'll be back for the Storybook Moments class. All right, so I'm gonna sign off. I'll see you later. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We'll see you later. Love you. Bye.